rock steady rather. But you know, I'm giving you guys taps on your shoulders. But anyway, welcome back to the Pro Gaming Series here on the Analyst Desk. I'm Riku. Joining me today is Iconic, Neep, and Arctic. And we haven't run down on what happened around Game 2, but that was Mineski's win. Game 3 is definitely where it's at. JLC, during the drafting phase, got the last pick, and it definitely wowed everybody when he locked in that Gangplank. What do you guys have to say about that?
I, for one, was very speechless when Gangplank was locked in. Something that you'd never expect from JLC. Like I told you with my predictions, unless TME can actually pull out these cheese picks, I don't think that they can beat Mineski in their own game. So this Gangplank, JLC showed that in this 1 month of preparation, he's been playing Gangplank a lot. Solo carrying. It wasn't actually like TME versus Mineski. It was like JLC versus Mineski.
Well, at the same time, you have to remember a year ago, JLC was on this stage and he actually pulled out the Gangplank as well. So he's kind of went from he used to be a very strong hyper carry with the Aurelia pick, the Gangplank picks, and he's kind of shifted to the tanks. And I think it's really refreshing to see him back on Gangplank and just destroying everyone. And I hope he continues this going into Game 4 and Game 5. I want to see more Gangplank. Yeah. I want to see Jace, something like that.
I don't know about you guys, but after that rock steady performance plus taking a Bacchus energy drink, like during Game 1 and 2, like I was kind of mellow, but now I'm hyper as hell. But yeah, oh my goodness, Team Manila Eagles, I gotta say, welcome back JLC. This is the type of JLC that I've been waiting for, like for so many splits past. Because like I mentioned, I've almost lost faith in JLC these past few splits when he was on IPT because he was starting to fizzle, but oh my god, all of those worries, all of those reservations totally out the window after that game. That performance on that Gangplank, oh my goodness. I'm still getting chills right now. And as someone that was kind of the only one going hashtag TME win here, I'm just so happy for my boys. Finally, one win.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you said it was definitely refreshing from JLC. We have been talking about these past few days how JLC will always be that savior when it comes to these team fights, whenever Marky is in trouble. But this time around, it was different. It was EXO and Kaigu who was in danger during the later phases of the game. They couldn't actually counter him anymore as he was already getting a lot of items on his inventory, so it was really hard to deal with. But how do you even deal with that kind of composition TME even
It was actually weird. Like, let's go back to the drafting phase. I don't know why Shen was picked up in the second rotation from Mineski, because they wanted to probably deny the Shen from JLC. But I think picking a priority mid laner, like a safe mid laner like Oriana as Neep suggested, or their support would have been probably a better drafting choice. Because what happened was in the second banning phase, all mid laners were off the table except Corki. And they had to pick the Tarek so that the Corki probably wouldn't be countered. But there weren't any other viable mid laners in the pool already.
Yeah,
the Diana pick was also weird.
Yeah, I mean, to follow up on that, the Diana, it looked very promising at the very start of the game. We saw EXO get a lot of picks and did a lot in the team fights. But as the game started to progress, we saw the flaws of a Diana. And I know Diana has received a lot of attention recently in the current patches, 7.13, 7.14. But I still feel it was lacking. And I feel like Nessie sort of locked themselves into that choice where they didn't really have an optimal pick to pick into that Corki. Like you said earlier, Oriana was banned, Cassiopeia was banned, Talia was banned. So it really limits what you can run into that. Syndra was banned as well. And I think coming into the next draft, I feel like you gotta take a step back, try to figure out what worked, where you had a more stronger, a more reliable mid laner, such as the Oriana, such as the Talia. And I think if you can try to secure those tanks, I'd go out for those tanks.
Yeah, and if you ask me, Mineski kind of prioritized the bot lane of TME way too much, leaving JLC free to farm, getting a lot of chip damage onto that outer turret of Kaigu. And they went for so many dives that weren't as clean as the dives in the first two games. So I don't know if it's just the nerves getting to Mineski, because like they were on the verge of getting stamping their ticket to GPL. So you know, it might just be winners' anxiety as well.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, they were so close to closing out. I think they were at a 5,000 gold lead at one point. They had pretty good position to just outright win the game, but in the end, it just they were able to secure those picks in the side lanes, and they weren't able to execute what they wanted to do with the 1-3-1. I think with the Shen in the top lane, Diana's split pushing in the other side lane, and just applying so much pressure. But it's hard to do that when you have such a strong side laner in that gangplank.
Yeah, and the 1-3-1, the two split pushers from TME were overpowered the two split pushers coming out of Mineski.
Yes.
Corki versus Diana, Corki versus Shen, or Gangplank versus Diana, or Gangplank versus Shen. We saw how Kaigu solo killed both split pushers of Mineski. You just saw how JLC just overpowered them. And if you run a 1-3-1 composition versus the other 1-3-1 composition, you have to make sure that both your split pushers are superior to the enemy's 1-3-1.
Exactly.
Overall, though, I gotta say, what's really interesting, again, this gangplank coming in from JLC, I was somewhat caught off guard because, again, like historically, when I think JLC this split, I think about his amazing plays on Shen. So I'm interested in seeing, going into Game 4, and if this does lead into a Game 5, are we gonna see these interesting curveball picks in a way coming from TME? Because still, regardless, if we do see somewhat of a matchup that is somewhat standard to the meta once again, I'm interested in seeing how TME will fare, because Game 1, Game 2, Mineski was pretty slick, so we'll just have to see.
Yeah, and to add on that, something to mention is that TME did secure their comfort picks, the picks that we've been seeing throughout the regular season. We saw Koops on the Jarvan for the first time in this best of 5, and we saw Rocks on his Thresh. And I think having that sort of comfort when you're coming into a reverse sweep scenario is very important. I think that's one of the keys to allowing TME to just win that game.
There you have it from the analyst couch. A lot of potential reverse sweeps is on the line here, but Mineski is just one step away from winning the game, or will we see a game number 5? Before we head on to game number 4, let's watch a video from our sponsors.
Here we go.
When you feel refreshed, you see life differently. Zagu, now even made more refreshing. Enjoy a cup of Zagu with any of your favorite flavors topped with chewy pearls. A cup of Zagu adds that little smile that you're looking for in every sip. Zagu is refreshing you always.
Enjoy shopping online, anytime, anywhere, on Shopee. Browse easily and find products from various categories. If you have questions about a product, use our live chat feature to chat with sellers in real time. Once you've placed your order, stay assured with Shopee Guarantee. It ensures that your payment is only sent to the seller after you've received your purchase. So what are you waiting for? Enjoy safe and hassle-free shopping on Shopee today. Download Shopee on your mobile now.
Mga Summoners, welcome back. Hindi pa tapos ang ating gabi because we have a Game 4 and we are your shoutcasters. Nagbabalik. I am Shinbu with a 1 for an eye at kasama ko si Boy Kulot. I see Atlas PH.
All right. That previous game, that game 3 was a
Hindi lang yung game, Hindi lang yung game, pati yung performance ng Rocksteady kanina.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I just realized, before lang tayo pumasok sa game, yung kanta ng Rocksteady, bagay na bagay sa League of Legends. Like, yung isa sa mga unang kanta, ang bobo, ang olach, wala lang, parang recently ko lang narinig sa mga laro ko. Anyway, Game 3.
Yeah.
Okay, yung conclusion ng Game 3 natin, and we're still at Game 4. TME still clings onto this best of 5 series. 2-1 ang ating scoreboard. Have you seen the Game 3?
Yeah, definitely. That was a wild ride. I did not actually expect it to go to Game 4, but that was absurd coming from TME. That was awesome.
Crazy scaling
actually,
from the Gangplank, no?
It's like JLC just put off the gloves and just started rampaging around the rift. Like that Game 3 actually, I read in a Facebook post that it proves that JLC is capable of still playing those carry champions and is capable of dominating games with them. Like, he was 3-1 at the near the start of the game. And he just popped off from that. A few hiccups here and there, but wow.
Oh, yun ang mga pinakamalaking tanong sa ating LoL community. Knowing JLC played for IPT, and that's squad, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. It's like, ito magkakapatid to IPT, TME, and they have this Rampage curse really. The big question as well is if Mineski wins this one, will the Kings return, diba? Because Mineski is hailed as like the king of League of Legends din dito sa ating bansa, knowing it's the only team from the Philippines that managed to qualify for a World Championship.
That was a few years ago.
Oh, do take note. mas pinadali ngayon, although mahirap pa rin. Pero mas pinadali ngayon thanks to Gambit Gaming, from Vietnam's Gigabyte Marine, sorry, Gambit Gaming. Okay. Na magkaroon tayo ng C4 Worlds, diba? GPL, ladies and gentlemen, especially with that performance from MSI.
Gave us 2 slots to Worlds, the GPL region 2 slots to Worlds, so we just have to reach the finals. Whoever wins at Rampage tonight will just have to reach the finals to go to Worlds.
Yes.
But of course, that competition is so tight. You've got Thailand, you've got all these other Southeast Asian regions. So this Rampage 2017, this is the road. This is the road of hot coals that these teams are going to step on and walk through to try and get to that point.
Alright, so napaka-threatening netong tutunghayan yung laro because anytime we could have Mineski as our champion for the PGS 2017 summer. We will proceed to a Game 5. The drafting phase. Atlas, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so far, the bans are pretty like what you'd expect between these two teams, like the Maokai and the Cho'Gath. Like,
yes.
They realize the threat of these two tanks, and they're denying it from both teams. Both teams banning one of each of these powerful tanks. Zac as well banned away against Koops, and Jarvan as well. As for TME, they're banning out the Sejuani and the Tahm Kench. Of course, Tahm Kench, you have to ban out against TG because TG on the Tahm Kench just makes Celestial so safe, and that makes his laning easier, and laning is one of the hard parts of that Celestial faces. So banning that out, definitely good. Let's see how their picks go. Mineski taking away the Rox's Thresh.
Yes.
And TG as well. We saw in the previous games that TG is actually really good at dodging those hooks, and that's because he has that mechanical proficiency on the Thresh. He knows the wind-up animation for Death Sentence. He knows all of that, and now he's bringing it out against Rox to take it away from him. So,
alright.
Definitely good.
Usually, di ba, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga first pick Caitlyn sa ating iterations ng draft natin. But this time, we have a priority, heavy priority now on the Kalista. With TME taking advantage of the second rotation, knowing na sure nang makakuha ng Mineski din yung Thresh dito. So, between the two, wait it out. Talia or Kalista, mas pipiliin ng TME yung ano dito. Kalista or Talia would just go into the hands of Exocen. Now, the interesting part here is that actually, ito yung part sa draft na hindi pa interesting kasi ito yung mga meta picks pa lang nila. And do take note, it's a very interesting pick kanina when JLC pulled off that Gangplank.
Seems like Celestial going for that Saya.
Okay.
Of course, Exocen on that Talia as well. And earlier, the Kalista pickup for Marky.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like natural synergy between Thresh. So if Celestial can pick up the Kalista, it's taken away from here. But now he's going to be playing the Saya with that Thresh. And the Marky Rox Saya Thresh is a well-known combo. We'll see how Celestial and TG pull it off.
I'm very curious as well, no? Na so far sa rotations nito sa ating Team 5, there's like the presence of Saya. May ban din naman kay Saya.
Yeah.
Pero like, we're not seeing the likes of some cheese. There are some discussions between Ashraf casters and there might be a Seaver showing up, especially with Saya's running around.
Like,
pero,
when you're cornered, you just have to pull out all the stops. You got to pull out whatever unexpected move. And last game, Game 3, JLC, after playing an entire split as a tank, goes on a carry and then just stomps people.
And after that Game 3, look at that. Look at the priority on the top lane here. Wala pang top lane pick tayo. Do you know Gragas is a
can
flex.
be flexed as well, which is still not a solid lock-in for the top lane, so it can have some mind games here. As for the second ban rotation,
Kled, no, they're respecting the Kaigu Kled.
Respecting Kaigu's Kled. Definitely one of his more powerful picks. Now Mineski banning out the Braum. They don't want any more tanky protection for Marky for this one. So we're going to have to see what other options TME has. That's going to be the Rek'Sai.
There's a look at the Rek'Sai.
James.
Yeah, top lane is jungle yung hindi pinipili pa dito kasi ng
yes. Seems like Rakan as well. So definitely taking out all the tools that Marky has. Because the thing with this bot lane, probably been touched upon before, like in the PGS streams as well as here in the analyst desk, that Marky and the Marky Rox bot lane, a lot of it is Rox making plays. And not having the Braum, not having the Rakan really takes away a lot of the options. Especially if the Thresh is also stolen away from Rox. The Alistar, the Analyst desk really did say that the Alistar is a possible pickup here.
Alistar ngayon yung pinili ng parang sub dito.
And that is very
Rakan.
powerful.
It's a very powerful. Actually, Rakan is the one more powerful for the pickup on this one. Pero Alistar, still that added durability with all these bans on the tank. Alistar would be like a nice substitute.
At level 2.
So
it's practically that.
Oh, Kha'Zix.
Kha'Zix.
This is a lock-in. Okay.
So we'll be expecting probably a tank here for Kaigu, seeing that James is playing an assassin.
Picking a Kha'Zix on a blind pick Alistar, now that is very interesting, no?
Yeah, we're gonna see because, man, assassins really might get shut down by the Alistar. There's so much disruption coming from that Cal.
Yeah.
Seems like for the top lane, Kaigu on that Gnar, that's a big possibility here. Very good balance between damage and tankiness.
Yes.
And the roaming potential of Exos and so far for Mineski. We'll see how TME finalizes their jungle and their top lane pick. So it seems like it will be, it will be
okay,
Coops
Jace
on the Gragas with a Jace to match that Gnar.
Yeah.
For the top lane for JLC.
It's expected siya na talaga you get a Gnar, you get a Jace in terms of dueling. Actually, in all forms ni Gnar dito, Jace has a fighting potential.
Yeah, so once again, JLC not playing a tank.
Not playing tank.
He removed his power limiter.
I think,
and now he's playing carries and damage dealers.
It would be expected. Yeah. Actually, it was already an information for Mineski with the Alistar getting picked, tapos may Gragas ka pa. Well, kanina full tank comp, ang daming tank nung Mineski kanina, pero hindi yun yung tendency ng Team Manila Eagles. It's very likely pwede mo makonclude habang hindi pa pinipili yung Jace dito na hindi magtatank si JLC.
Because 3 tanks is kind of overkill at this point. You'd need more damage from your other lanes.
You'd lack damage, and this is a big spike of damage para sa TME.
And it's a very good matchup against the Gnar as well, because you don't get bullied as much as melee champions. So you have the potential to just duke it out either at range or in melee.
Ayan, so yan po ang ating mga summoners na natitira ngayon. Kumaway kayo, sulitin nyo. Kasi tayo-tayo na lang yung nandito. Yung iba surrender. Nag-surrender at 9 p.m. Mga ano pa naman? Mga 9:45 p.m. pa lang naman tayo. 8:45 p.m. pa lang naman tayo dito. Anyway, before we head on to the game, we would like to thank lahat ng mga entities that made a Rampage 2017 possible. Maraming salamat po, as Rampage 2017 is presented to you by PLDT, Smart, and Garena. Is co-presented by Lenovo Intel with major sponsors Seagate, Bloody Transcend, Bacchus Energy Drink, and HyperX.
Of course. We'd like to give our special thanks to our event partners, Cooler Master, Razor, Aegon by AOC, Zagu, and of course, Razor once again. And we'd like to thank you as well for our official hotel partner, Golden Phoenix Hotel Manila, and our official mobile shopping app, Shopee. And of course, our official streaming partners, XSplit and Twitch.
A big shout out as well to our media partners, Otaku Asia, Otaku Events, AnimePlay.tv, Mineski.net, Esports Illustrated, OneInManila.com, Rakista Radio, Tier 1 Entertainment, Esports Inquirer, Rappler, GG Network, and so boy kulot.
Man.
Nag-enjoy ka naman doon sa performance kanina ng Rocksteady.
Yeah, of course.
Let's go! Feel the hype here, ladies and gentlemen. Morky versus Celestial. Game 4, and that is our rover of the Summoner's Rift. Once again, this is the fight between Mineski League of Legends versus Team Manila Eagles, as we are just 1 to 2 games away in determining our champion of the Pro Gaming Series 2017 Summer Split, powered by Bacchus Energy Drink.
And Worlds is on the line, so definitely TME, 1 loss away from losing all chances of going to Worlds. They are pulling out every stop, they are removing every power limiter, and they are going all out against Mineski, who have beaten them 2 games in a row before, and this might be the start of a reverse sweep from TME. Or will Mineski just stop their dreams and stomp on them?
You can hear the tilt tonk of Rocks. Makes people cheer talaga. The tiltiest, one of the tiltiest skin in League of Legends. Look at that. Look at that. Hindi umiinto yan, ha? Pag, pinindot mo yung control tree on Alistar. So, right now, starting items.
So far,
pretty standard. Yeah.
Even the Doran's Shield, I think, is still very standard here. Even though Marky really likes playing aggressively in the bot lane, Celestial starting with the Doran's Blade compared to Marky's Doran's Shield. I think that Doran's Blade actually helps the Kalista just be able to throw out enough spears in a fight to actually rend.
Autos as well, mula din kay Thresh.
Yeah. So it's definitely, so far, not a lot of action, but looking at the pathing of the junglers, very, very strange. James, very standard, starting at the red buff side. It seems like Coops is starting on his red buff side as well. So we might be seeing like opposite priorities for our junglers here.
Or could be in the mid lane. That's a big question. And again, going back to this Doran Shield. And makikita mo, may haras talagang tinatry dito si TJ. And you know, the brunt ng damage din kasi ng Kalista ay hindi naman nanggagaling sa autos niya directly. It's on the stacks ng Ren.
The stacks on the Ren, and you can actually pull it off. The Sentinel passive, wow!
Oh, goodness. That's a level 1, Alistar, huh?
Yeah.
And the respect is there.
There's so much threat. The Ignite as well pushes so much threat that James has to call off the invade against Coops. And yeah, James, he always talks about how he wants to invade Coops, and they're really ambitious trying to go for Coops, but if it had paid off, it would have been really big to just delay the clear of Gragas, but no cigar for this one.
Very true, ladies and gentlemen. And mentioned, one of the meta, Doran's Shield start din tayo dito with the hands of Trevor and Exocen. Siguro compared kanina nung game 1, this won't go too much to the south para kay Trevor. Kasi like, we do know Talia deals consistent damage, pero yung kill potential niya, napaka-conditional, you know?
Yeah, it's very conditional as well. Plus, Trevor can actually match the wave clear that Exocen can pull off later in the laning phase. Once he returns to base, gets a little bit of few items there to continue on laning, I think he'll be able to match the mid lane priority that Exocen wants to get. And once he is able to, actually it's very similar, like Exocen has the Weaver's Wall, and once Trevor gets the package, at around 5 minutes into the game, he is able to roam as well, match the roam of the Weaver's Wall. So it's a very good pickup here, this Corki. Like when Exocen goes for a big Weaver's Wall play to roam to another lane, it's probably Trevor will be able to match that lane, or maybe he will have the initiative to actually go for the gank first.
Very true.
If Trevor gets the kills he needs, like Trevor, the pattern with Trevor is that he doesn't pop off. He has the lowest KDA out of all of TME's members, and if he doesn't pop off in the laning phase, TME just struggles so hard. But if Trevor is able to snowball from the get-go, it makes everything so much easier for TME.
And you could see as well sa config ng mapa natin, walang available openings really, no? To pull the trigger on any ganks, on any first blood. And
very cautious.
Between the two, the one who's benefiting from here would be James with the early burn ng flash niya. Not to mention that Kha'Zix benefit a lot from getting consistent farm din naman, aside from the kills.
You would want some kills, but the longer that James is not able to get kills, the more powerful Kus becomes in like a subjective way, where Kups is able to just get tankier, and once he gets that pressure out, he is able to get that utility from being a tank. But if James doesn't get the early ganks and is not able to power farm compared to Kups, then he just falls up so hard in damage, which will be painful when your only consistent damage dealers are Azaya.
You know clearly the story of a Kha'Zix, you know? Kha'Zix aims to snowball. So snowball equates to kills.
But so far, TME playing very, very cautiously, not opening themselves up to ganks. Like, James has been trying for this top lane gank against JLC, but it seems like JLC is the one being pushed, and he's not letting himself be put in a position where he will get ganked and die.
Look at that. Marky actually has a nice lead then. One full wave against Celestial here. Presence of rocks. There's a heavy respect naman mula din sa Mineski squad against the bottom duo squad din dito ng TME. Pero walang outstanding lead in terms of CS then.
Yeah, definitely. Like both of these teams are playing a little bit safer, and I expect TME, even with all of their aggressiveness, I believe that they're also playing a little bit more cautious, because after all, they are a 2-1. This game is one of their last chances to actually get back into a chance of going to Worlds.
That game 3, may lead ang Mineski doon, di ba? May lead ang Mineski doon, and it's like we'd be seeing a sweep, pero maybe a different story. Just an all-in in the top lane. Let's see if we'll translate to a kill, because here comes Combs, ladies and gentlemen, and Kaiku! Hindi na pinabalik sa, I think bumalik sa magiging mini-nar. Into the grave, 0-1 in TME's favor.
A little bit too pushed up there.
Yeah.
And the damage coming from JLC enough to actually help out, to have Coops be able to help him out there. Gives 1 kill to JLC, and JLC now playing maybe a fight here in the bot lane.
Yeah, a little bit in the bot lane. I wonder though if
James
this will be an all-in. Though, ginamit ni Rox doon yung pulverize niya. But if there's a wrong jump coming in from James, lalo pa kung nakalansya ng skill, yung travel time ng headbutt plus auto-tart hits,
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
It would have been too risky. You never dive
never dive.
Alistar if you're not absolutely sure you will get the kill. So yeah, that top lane gank earlier coming from Ghost, very, very effective because JLC, he got that one kill. That was first blood.
Yeah.
And after that, he can just ride the tailwind of that kill to further pressure Kaigu. And if Kaigu is the one being pressured, then it's going to be a lot of trouble for Mineski not having their premier top laner be able to respond.
Among all the Keystone Masters, maybe the most interesting would be Trevor. He's holding onto a Warlord's Bloodless.
Yeah, like it's pretty standard for Corki.
For Corki, siguro kung ano nga, like ADC Corki, but sometimes you aim for higher damage output Corki. Actually, if you go for the mid lane, sometimes you go for the stacking attack damage. Sometimes there's Thunderlord's Decree.
It seems like here, Trevor, because he did go for the Doran's Shield, seems like looking at the matchups, like, I need to survive into the late game, and once late game comes, I'll be unkillable because I have Warlords. Because I believe I've seen more Warlords Bloodless on mid lane Corki than any other Keystone Mastery. Because it's just much more useful than Fervor when it comes to mid game and late game for Corki. Once you get your IE, once you get your Triforce, it's so good.
Plus the movement speed, I guess the movement speed as well coming in from the Warlord's Bloodless.
So it really helps you with your kiting.
But it's a message though, na talagang iisihan ni Trevor dito. He just wants to sustain. He wants consistent damage. Same work with Talia.
He just wants to not lose lane here against Exos, and it seems like here it's very, very even. He's getting what he wants, and he's matching the push of Exosen very, very nicely, being able to trade him off as well and put him in a position where Exosen has to burn all of his mana just to stay within mid lane and have that pressure in mid lane. So because Exosen is burning all of his mana, he cannot roam as well as he usually does. And this applies a lot of pressure on Mineski because so far James has not gotten any great ganks at all. Celestial, I think, is satisfied with just staying put in bot lane. But Exosen, he's the one that really wants to roam. That's how you usually want to play a Talia. And though here, Exosen, even though he does push in the wave, seems like he is now positioning to go to top lane. You're seeing a ping here for the top lane against JLC. He might be going for something. So he finally gets an opportunity here along with
They need to shut down JLC. JLC's holding in the 4 swords on this one. That's going to be the Weaver's Wall. JLC would make the jump. Who's taking it? It's a flash away. Still one. Boomerang managed to tag him. So 1-1 tayo sa top lane.
Yep, so far. And that's actually still pretty good.
Yeah, top lane
gets an assist. Exosen gets an assist.
Yeah, and let's see. That's going to be a tower dive here. 3-man squad coming in from TME, knowing most of the members of Mineski dito ay nasa top lane. But explosive cast would mess up that dive. And they just continue maybe for the pressure here. Again, going back, ang ganda ng ginagawa dito, ng ginawa rather, ng Mineski dito. They know na yung first blood na kay JLC could go out of hand if they don't invest enough resources in the top lane.
First blood turret actually goes to Mineski. Very well played. Just as soon as Exosen finds an opportunity, because he knows that if Trevor is able to just gets 1 second or 2 seconds to clear the wave against him, then he will lose the pressure that he just created. So as soon as he pushes Trevor onto his turret, he goes for a play, rides the walls, goes for the Weaver's Wall up their top lane, and gets a really nice kill against JLC.
Cloudrick is given here for TME. Much for an answer on the first blood turret in the top lane. Let's see here. Ang daming feather na kumakonek dito para kay Ross. He would be getting the ignite. Force him to flash away. Marky would kite from them using the martial poise, and I think wala nang advance na pwede magawa dito ang bottom duo ng Mineski.
He does not want to flash for that because he can very easily just be comboed by the Alistar even if he does go for the flash, because that's just one auto attack away from a dead Rocks, and it seems like he did not want to take the risk there, especially with Coops right around the corner.
Very interesting. Everyone is aiming to get just the early game farm. Go for the long game with this. You know, the Kerbo James here with the job. But of course, the special delivery, rather the Valkyrie lamang yan. Put Trevor into safety.
And still James, very, very proactive. But as I said, it's still very, very hard to actually gank these lanes. The most gankable lane on TME is actually JLC.
Yes.
And I think now is the time. Okay, Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor here, isolation damage. That the second time he was forced to use the Valkyrie defensively. Nandito nga lang si Rox. Some high blue side jungle. James now back with the pressure.
Lots of pressure, definitely. Chunking Trevor down means that Exosen again is able to probably roam top or get a very good back timer here. And he has the Weaver's Wall, so having a chunk there definitely helps out this mid lane, get the items that he needs.
Sa mga summoners natin, they have to understand na kahit walang masyadong kill sa laban na to, yung ganong klaseng gank, makapagbitaw ka lang ng autos, ng skill.
Even chunking
chunk na help. Chunk na help. napaka-rewarding na yun. Napaka-rewarding na yun. Lalo pa pag laning phase.
Definitely, because now Trevor, half health, has to be scared that James might be around the corner. Here comes Kups.
Yeah, actually, medyo nauna yung ano dun yung flash ni Exo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Pumangalawa lang kay Kups. Could have just tried to burn flash.
Actually did not connect because he actually flashed beforehand. It's actually Kups actually flashing there unnecessarily, I believe. But in the end, yeah, it's still pressure onto Exosen. Exosen still has to burn the flash, which means that Trevor is going to enjoy that once Kups goes for a repeat gank, possibly.
This is so bad though for the top lane. Despite the gank on JLC. Look at that, Dust Blade of Draktar.
JLC solo kills James, actually.
Yeah, Dust Blade of Draktar on Jace. If you 0-1 on you.
Lots of damage.
As in, kapag ziniroin ka niyan, as in, ang taas ng damage, mga kaibigan. Meron pa bonus na longsword out of the Dust Blade of Draktar. Could even have the freedom to actually go for Yunmus here, or maybe just go for the standard Black Cleaver.
Sometimes Black Cleaver might be the choice here. It's for Mineski. Seems like for this game, it might be best for them to go back to what they usually do and focus on the trifecta of Exosen, James, and Kaigu. Like, this is a prime opportunity for Exosen, James, and Kaigu to just gang up on JLC and Kups here. Like, constantly have so much roam, have James be the one to finish them off. Kaigu's there for, like, tanking the turret, having a lot of just general CC, and the mobility coming from Mininar as well. Let's see how James...
Wow, look at
that. So much damage. The Dust Blade just completely obliterates him.
Empowered Shock Blast.
Empowered Shock Blast into the empowered auto attack coming from the Dust Blade passive. Wow. And that was James again trying to steal resources away from Kups, but he pays the price because I think JLC knew exactly what he was up to. Just goes there, bursts him down. That is a very squishy bug, and indeed it gets squashed.
Very true. Tingnan natin. Of course, highlight of this game. Walang iba. Alistar. The Alistar Tonk. Ano natin doon?
Can't milk
Prox
those.
could like provoke them on focusing him.
JLC will see him. Seems like they do just have that information where James is. I think TME is satisfied with that much information. JLC not too ambitious here, trying to burst down James once again. So they know that James is probably going to go around bot side. So Marky and Rox a little bit more cautious.
Has the freedom actually to go for the side gank here. But Mineski, may have an idea. Kailangan pa nilang ma-secure yung control ward doon sa may side brush if ever they want to allow James to enter this fight. And so this one, no explosive caps mula kay Kups.
Might be a little too dangerous because they know that James is around bot side. But as of that moment, they didn't know, I believe, that whether he was closer to mid side or bot side.
And parang hindi na i-landslide ng Mineski itong first blood turret na to. For the reason that JLC has a free farm, has a free lane to farm another. Pwede niyang balik-balikan lang yung top lane, freeze that one, get the pressure. All the one is just getting his lethality items, another serrated dirt on his arsenal.
Always trying to go for these invades. Here he escapes with just very small margin of error there. That was very, very dangerous coming from James. Aggressiveness, very, very aggressive. And that's usually the way he plays against these junglers like Kups, but wow.
All the more.
The audacity.
Yun yung reward. Because of JLC, knowing dun sa mid lane that James is on the bottom lane side, no? Papunta dun sa red side ng TME. All the more for that time frame that they could go for the blue buff. Let's see, all in on PPG. Meron teleport na magagaling mula dito kay Kaigu. You could see the support. He's going down. This Alistar, no re-initiate mula kay Kups. Can use his ultimate to peel, but he'll go down. Kill is given though on the TG. And yep, wala na answer dito on TME. Can they take this turret though?
They're trying to go for this bot lane turret. And again, Mineski.
Reverse wall heal mula kay Exosen. They're gonna answer for that one as they know they have to trade turrets. Pressure is being pushed here by Trevor in the mid lane. And the top lane is very likely to be destroyed by JLC.
And seamless transition into a Mountain Drake just as it spawns. It might be their next pickup. Of course, it's a very tanky Drake. And Exosen has to go defend his mid lane against Trevor.
Okay, Valkyrie out. Ito Peket Torre na lang.
Yeah, just a turret, but they do get the Mountain Drake for that.
It's very likely a free turret
for Mineski, and that's how Mineski won the first two games. Like, even though TME is matching them in terms of the kills, in terms of the mechanics, the fact is Mineski is the one that's having the initiative to try and roam around, as a group and then try and get these objectives, which allows them to open up the map for themselves. And that way, they have much more freedom in the way they plan and strategize.
There's gonna be an Ipulon initiate mula dito. Papasok rather ko Exo Sen. They're gonna be getting the kill. Sumama pa si Trevor dito. He actually gets the kill upon landing. And yeah, bonus round. Mid lane outer turret, gonna go for the referral.
You can't really strategize when you've been headbutted and pulverized. It seems like TME takes a note from Mineski actually and goes for their own divide and conquer strategy that they have been pulling this off consistently throughout like the split. And now they actually give Mineski a taste of their own medicine. And now they are going to take this epic monster, this Rift Herald, which will help them in the push once they actually go for it. Either it's bot lane maybe or mid lane.
They have a very nice option. Either bot lane, either mid lane inner, or even top lane inner. Actually, parehas na pala. Tatlong inner turrets ang exposed dito against Mineski. So, may lamang na dito ang TME in terms of push.
TME actually getting the upper hand there after that. Getting the Rift Herald, which is, if you use it correctly, essentially a free turret.
Look at that.
Plus, they have around 1.5k.
Yeah, they want the damage. They want the damage on JLC. JLC with the Yunmus Ghostblade. All in on to Kaigu. At napakabilis. Walang Mega Nar. Mag-stay ka dyan sa pagiging mini-nar mo. Rift Herald din.
And this is an opportunity to use the Rift Herald. A prime opportunity. There is no initiate for Mineski here, so they can just really go for this turret if they want to. There's 5 of them with 4 of Mineski
has to back
right
out.
around the corner. They have to back out, and that is gold harvested by TME for this bot lane. And very well played. Kaigu, they know Kaigu is vulnerable without Meganar. They just pulverize him.
Rift Herald is so good.
The Dustblade passive also just completely wrecked him.
And
Wet extinct.
You could see JLC, you know, Jace has a lead. If he got the second item, Yumus, instead of going for the Black Cleaver. So talagang, he's gonna go for the damage. He's gonna go all in. And by the time that he built the Black Cleaver, he has the freedom to build a slightly defensive item. Actually, a Guardian Angel may be advisable na.
He might be going for the Black Cleaver after that. So it's just full on armor shred for him. And whoever he touches will die.
Yes.
Even if it's Kaigu. And it's now it's like at this point, at this 4th game, JLC just went into his final form.
Oh my god.
The dark JLC has turned into even darker JLC. Just killing everyone. 3-1 and 0 so far.
Is there like a shiny JLC version?
Yeah, it's dark JLC. It's from
no shiny
it's
version.
a Meteos
like
reference.
Meteos.
It's dark Meteos went to the other CDT.
Alright, it's a flash away. Mula kay Celestial dito, makakahuli ka ng manok. One last Q. Okay, Feather Storm has been used.
Man, having to burn an ultimate defensive, completely defensively, just for one small Q, a shock blast. Definitely the threat of that JLC like poses to all of Mineski so far in this game is just very, very real, and Mineski has to do something about it.
Let's see here on Exosen though. That's gonna be the explosive gas here. Tumama. Dalawa mula kay Coops dito, and Mineski would go maybe for a chase. It's gonna be Hamas popping the ultimate with a face check here. Alright, so walang pumasok.
After Coops missed those spells, that gank was pretty much over. But of course, Ham is still preparing for a possible, because they didn't have complete vision over that side, the upper side of the blue side jungle. So they had to be prepared for anything. Especially with TME controlling the vision over this topside river so far. Not just a Scuttle Shrine, a control ward as well, just to make sure that nothing gets past them. Of course, it doesn't catch that small ward at the top side of the river, but it's enough to actually have enough control over this near this Baron pit.
And this is like a fake standoff on the river. There's no way they'll be taking the Baron or be forcing the Barons. They're just buying time.
I mean, there is a small possibility that TME might go for it. They have 2 AD carries. They have JLC who is fed.
For teleport.
That's a Callista as well. Oh, TG,
you're in trouble. All in. This is so bad though. Celestial is just around. This will escalate on a 2v3. Maybe a 3v3 is nandito na rin si Trevor.
Okay. They want to chill. They want to chill.
Very early. Very early Baron.
They try to go for it, but they didn't really have enough backup to follow through.
But this is
just a little reset.
This is clearly an opening for the mid game. Mid game na to. Matic na. We got the Trinity Force completed on Trevor as well. So it's not just the Dust Blade, Yumus, Power Spike para kay JLC, Trevor as well on this core key with the Rapid Fire Cannon completed.
Yeah, everyone's starting to build up their items. The map is pretty much open for everyone because these 6 turrets down so far for across the map. And I think the next big fight is going to be around Mountain Drake. It's just inevitable. It's just too big of an objective to give up for free. and it's a very tanky Drake, but I don't think Baron is a trade-off that you can do
And it's
feasibly.
very threatening, if
Yeah.
you account for the situation of Mineski dito. It's very threatening.
Oh, they're
If
going
TME
for
gets
it.
mounted Drake, here in the mid lane, Rox would make for that initiate. Teleport na magkabilaan at magkabilaan dulo dito sa mid lane. Look at Celestial is actually just guiding up for Cove. So JLC would prioritize Celestial. Nawala yung chicks dito. Trevor gets the kill. Look at that. A full-blown fight na magagaling mula din sa ating Talia. But it would be TME getting most part ng ating kill and Mark with the free hits as well. Coops would go down. Exos with consistent damage. JLC still sniping targets down into the backline. May aim for a full melee flank, but I think that should be a 3-4-2 or maybe a 3-4. No, yeah, it's a 3-4-2. JLC gets clapped on by Exosen. Okay, still continues actually though. And Trevor, parang napaka
3-for-3 so far.
3-4-3, masyadong malapit si Trevor doon. Exosen may aim for the chase. Exosen, can he connect the Q? At nataya dito ng touching si Rox.
Not worth. In the end, that was
Yeah,
a 3
not
for
worth,
4
not worth.
actually. I think they actually overcommitted onto that. It's like
Totally.
They should have been fine with the initial few kills there. Because JLC had dealt so much damage and very good explosive cast to put Celestial in a vulnerable position. But after that, they should have been satisfied with the first two kills that they got.
First 2 kills.
Or first 3 and then just get out of there, get out of dodge. But since Exosen was able to arrive on time, this might give Mineski an opening, a very gutsy opening here.
Every time, Baron. Mineski love taking the Baron.
And after much better shot calling with arrival Celestial,
Yeah.
I think this is
Don't
actually
tell me.
something that they're doing
Don't tell me,
really
Coops.
out of their own
Andito
volition.
na naman si Coops. Don't tell me, man.
Is it
Dito-
though? Is it though?
Oh,
No,
okay.
this time James learns.
James learns. Ladies and gents, but JLC will teach the lesson. Getting the kill now on to DG. Let's see here. Skygo would be left for dead. Ito yung ano
He's just buying time.
Nakakita ka na ng Nar na corner. Ayan yun.
They say a cornered beast is the scariest, but there it seems like he just
3-4-0.
got slaughtered.
Yeah.
But he did buy enough time for Mineski to back, regroup, and probably just go for Mountain Drake if it's possible for them. But they are able to buy, and TME loses time that they could have done going for objectives. But it seems like Marky will still go for it.
Yeah, and if you mentioned, napakagandang objective nitong Mountain Drake. And between the two, I'd give the Mountain Drake priority. Kung sino yung pinakamakaka-benefit would be on TME, knowing that Jace push turrets really fast. Lalo pa
Combine it with your 280 carries, one with a Triforce, the other with lots of attack speed.
Nangyari kay Rox dito.
Rox just great escape. Time for that one. Just headbutts the Mountain Drake just for so much distance. But it seems like JLC
look at that.
during that. Now look at how fast they push that. Plus, it's also the fact that you don't want Mineski to get 2 Mountain Drakes, because that's just way overkill, and you do not want to be in that situation where your opponent has 20% true bonus true damage to structures and epic monsters. Seems like Mineski making good use of their Baron buff, trying to go for this mid lane.
Yeah,
Also
and
wave clear.
they have no
very
distance.
good turret killing potential come from
Wala silang range to poke
Celestial here.
away members of Mineski. They get a tank, pero I feel like Rox nang lalambot siya sa harap ng membro ng Mineski. So 6-10 tayo, and it would be nakabawi naman yung Mineski dito, nakuha nila muli sa wakas yung outer mid lane turret.
Yeah, at this point, it's more about who has more turrets, and even though TME has one more over Mineski, it doesn't matter too much. It's bot lane, and these teams aren't really paying too much attention right now on bot lane, so we can pretty much say that that is just 3 turrets gone for both of these teams. So very equal. The gold at 25 minutes, let's say the difference is around 2.3k, not that big at this point of the game. So it's still anyone's game, but the fact is, where is the gold concentrated on? Exosen, lots of damage in the mid game, but he's going to taper off later in the game. And GLC is still going for more damage, more pain.
What's so irritating here for TME, although they're abusing it, was the 7.14 lethality changes, because right now, matapos the Dust Blade, pabuo na rin, pass halfway na rin sa Black Leader itong si James.
He's just going to shred everyone. Plus, and the fact that he's ahead, he has been farming consistently. Look at his actually CS right now. Even though with all of his roaming around, waiting around the brush and taking out James, he still has 236 CS at 26 minutes. That is very respectable when you're not just staying in lane. And because of this, he has more levels over everyone. He is at least 2 levels over the other members of Mineski, except for Exosen. And because of the new lethality changes, that means lethality is a lot stronger because he has around 1 or 2 levels above the other members.
Yeah, and not to mention, na by design, yung mangyayaring team fight kasi is if James has a lot of kits, you know, to get into the back line. So kung lumingon sa likod itong TME, yung front line naman nila, ang dami nilang batong masasalo mula kay Exosen, not to mention the feathers as well, coming from Celestial.
There's a lot of hurt that can come from that. And they have to be very careful when they dive. Like TME inevitably dives. They have to be careful not to get caught in the trap of blades. And Celestial, I believe, has enough mechanics to actually just position the feathers very correctly.
There's a stall in this game, no? You know, ramdam mo sa Mineski, they want to take the championship anytime. Anytime pwede maging champion ng Mineski dito. That's the big thing for them. It's a big thing for them.
It's really caught between two paths, and they can either just really aggressively, because Worlds is on the line here, so they have to make something happen, but you also have to be careful enough to not fall into any of Mineski's traps. So they have to be super, super cautious and make sure that every team fight and skirmish that they take is something that they can win, absolutely.
Malay natin, magkatotoo yung dito, prediction ni Iconic na magkaroon ng Game 5. Although yung sweep is nakabaligtad. Yan. Pero
I like to see the look on his face if TME does go 3-2.
He doesn't like your face.
That's true, that's true. I don't like his face either.
Right
but coming back into the game,
4K deficit here
now
para
there's
sa
another turret onto JLC's pocket. He's just been collecting gold from kills, from CS, as well as turrets. So far he's a very, very rich man.
We don't have
And
may
top lane
pambili siyang
turret,
premium ticket.
Top lane turret is actually very substantial once you realize that Baron is 2 minutes away, and the opening the map up on top side is more advantageous for TME. And because JLC is just waiting around the wings, always pushing down this top lane, that's more priority for TME, which leaves Mineski at a disadvantage in his vision and control over that territory.
Look at the playstyle of JLC as well. Hindi lang siya yung parang split push farm. He actually makes time to hide on the brush. Kung merong manyaling parang magre-respond na mag-jump dito. This is so bad for Celestial. He has no freaking idea that JLC would be here. Flash away, but here comes James, Action Star. And Cardo Delisa would be getting, rather it's gonna be Exosen getting the kill onto JLC. Akala ko yung Action Star na Kha'Zix natin. Now the main damage dealer of TME, one of the main, would be lost if there's a fight that would break out in this mid lane. Okay, flash in, all in. But of course, may flash away dito si Exosen. It's still explosive gas. And they go all in. It's a shutdown there by Trevor. And they can focus TG. Flank by Trevor here, using the package. Aim for Celestial. That's gonna be the barrel roll. And look at Trevor is getting all the 3 hits. Wallace correct. Maybe the flash in would secure the kill. And the backline. James, wala magawa dito against the Alistar, of course, as members of TME would be blocking away members of Mineski. 1 by 1. It's a 3-4-1.
So decisive coming from Kups.
Oh my God.
As soon as they see a sign of weakness from Mineski, he just flashes in with a body slam. And even though we've been talking about how powerful JLC is right now and how he's so fed, we have to pay attention to Trevor as well, because he was dealing substantial damage. I mean, he's so hard to kill at this point of the game. He has Triforce, he has Rapid Fire Cannon, and IE. So once he auto-attacks someone with an energized auto-attack with Rapid Fire Cannon and the Warlord's Bloodlust, he's just so hard to kill.
Not to mention the shield proc.
As well.
You know,
so all
that.
those factors combined mean that he's just so powerful. Look at that immediate body slam flash and that beautiful explosive cast puts Exosen back into the clutches of
plus the
TME. And Trevor, look at that damage.
Yeah, you give that to Trevor.
And just so much damage as well. Valkyrie over the big one hits Celestial for huge damage, and flashing away from the death sentence as well, just to ensure that he gets the kill.
Nag-auto-attack ng control win si Marky kanina, pero nonetheless, it's an overall win for TME.
Yeah,
all in the hands of Trevor. It takes for Trevor. And now going back para sa game na to, this is a Summoner's Rift to be owned by TME. Mountain Drake is live, Baron is live, and Mineski is shown
just
here in the
soloing
base.
the thing. And like I said earlier, if Trevor doesn't get ahead, he'll just be a liability to TME. But here, he got the kills that he needed. TME was able to support Trevor enough in the laning phase, in the mid game, for him to just pop off. And that's because JLC is very self-sufficient there in the top lane. So that allowed Kups to just focus the other lanes more and just be able to apply pressure for his team. And that allowed Trevor to get the score, 5-1 and 3. Lots of big items. He's building even more crit and attack speed, which will make his IE hurt even more, which will make his Warlord's Bloodlust heal even more. is just so terrifying. Like now, JLC isn't the only problem that they have.
If in case, no, like TME would go for a game 5 and maybe get that championship, and with the same playstyle of JLC being put to like non-tank champions, it's so good kasi parang we've all known JLC na yung ginawa niya for the PGS para sa group stage and of course during the playoffs has been playing tank champions. And parang nagbago lang dito sa Rampage, and that's what allowed them to get the championship. If a very big if, because right now still TME on the ropes. They still need that one victory to get to the
If they make one big mistake, everything's down the drain. So they have to be very careful. And Mineski is the type of team that will exploit your weaknesses. Once they see something wrong with what you're doing, they will strike where you're weakest.
You may make one mistake and text na lang sa next year. Next year, Rampage.
Yeah, but so far, Liz, a team
we collapse here in the reverse side. Ladies and gentlemen, the shutdown on Trevor. Main damage dealer of TME is gone. But Celestial gets popped here by Cubes. There's a lot of blue on the map. And also airborne Mineski squad. But let's see if there will be significant damage to be dealt here to at least win this one, because it's not, as JLC won't join the fight. It's a 4-for-2 exchange in exchange for an inhibitor.
Possibly an inhibitor. He's taking this down very, very fast. 2 Mountain Drakes, but he gets pushed off. That's going to be the Weaver's Wall, and Exosen does not want to land near JLC because he will get obliterated. But that is just right on cue. As soon as we say, if they make a big mistake, Mineski will jump on it, will pounce on it, and happens here. They get into a big, very small choke point here where Exosen,
look at Exosen.
Usually threaded volley is painful against one member, but here it's able to just be able to hit every single one of them. They're all in the worked earth. They're all in the unraveled earth, rather. The seismic shove just allows them to just deal so much damage. Exosen dealt the bulk of the damage there as well. Celestial.
Oh, JLC, this is very threatening though. He has vision into the Baron. Kaiku has the Raging available. Meganar.
Yeah, you cannot underestimate red side Jace.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing Baron and there's a fed Jace on the red side, there can just be death from over the wall. So you have to be absolutely careful.
So,
Mineski here, siding with caution.
Brought to you by Boy Kulot Atlas, understanding the terrain relative to your champion. Red side Jace. Mga kaibigan. Sir,
I stole that from my corner.
Hamas though gets picked up here onto the Baron River, and it should be an easy. It should be an easy Baron for TME.
Hamas, no
Let's see though. Yeah, Weaver's Wall on Exosen is actually still on cooldown. Let's see on this one. Rocks initiate onto Kaigun. This is so bad. TME is actually equipped to take another fight. Coops has no explosive cast though, but yeah, that is now a TME with a Baron buff, 2 Mountain Drakes with 1 inhibitor open against Mineski. Not to mention, there's also an exposed inhibitor in the bot lane.
And get this. Baron buff on all 5 members, 2 Mountain Drakes, you have 2 AD carries, one of which has a Triforce, and you have JLC, who we've been talking about, pushes so fast, and here he gets the treat that he was wanting. Actually, never mind. I got ahead of myself. Seems like JLC just immediately flashes away as soon as he sees the Weaver's Wall and the members of Mineski coming.
Gusto ko batiin yung Paglinayan family pala. Paglinayan family. Family of JLC. He's actually watching. Ang daming family ngayon na nakasuporta sa mga talents natin, even for the shotcasters. Not to mention the professional players as well.
Maybe that's what triggered the form change. Tag JLC to burst JLC. So here coming into this, he's still pressuring that bot lane.
What's so cool about this though? Yeah, what's so cool about this is kahit yung gold lead dito ng Team Manila Eagles would be 9K, or rather, yeah, it should be 9K. Parang you feel like it could still be anybody's game because you know that Mineski can take team fights. That's the thing.
Like if they get into another choke point, especially if JLC is not able to respond, then definitely TME will fall apart because you have all those feathers, all those rocks that Exosen is playing.
Yeah, not the best target though. That's a dead set that's consumed onto an Alistar, whereas the rest of the squad of TME would just be focusing the inhibitor. And look at JLC actually. He's actually magnetizing Celestial here into the bottom lane. There might be a fight. Rocks going for a full-on initiate. Kalista Fate's call. Let's see where will be the initiate. Pinalo dito para kay Celestial, who will go down. Raging should be available para kay Kaigu for the Meganar. And JLC would finish the work along with Trevor. Dito sa bottom lane inhibitor. 2 inhibitors are destroyed against Mineski.
They just got what they wanted. They have to leave now.
Not the best option though. Marky getting a lot of hits. Rock should be the sacrifice for this one. Here comes Kaidu. Puts in the ultimate. Nice jump. Nice blasting cone. Trevor, does he have the Valkyrie? Nakat yata yung Valkyrie. Don't know. Maganda was forced to flash away. Flashing dito si Exosen. Let's see if can he connect the Q. He still have that movement speed. Also the chase coming in from James puts in the slow. At sayo na yan, Exosen.
Man, cool guys don't look at explosions, and that is true for James there.
Napaka-in-style ng talon doon ni James. Talagang paka-void spike.
He just jumps in, fires the rockets from his shoulders, just walks away. Lets Exosen take it in here. It seems like it would have been bad, but of course Mineski, Exosen just completely and immediately cancels that wall. And here Kaigu just jumps in, and TME falls apart. They get what they wanted though. And that was the 2 inhibitors, and I think that's very worth it.
Trevor did mess up his Valkyrie.
Yeah, that's true. Elder Drake for Mineski. This will give them the burn, and this might actually give them enough damage to match the damage that TME is able to put up once they get into the team fight.
If they could rotate this for a team fight. The problem here is they are recalling on obvious brushes. Alam din ni JLC. Oh my god!
Oh, that was nasty.
And minions are pushing in their mid lane, and Mineski has to walk back.
JLC is still going.
This is JLC. Yeah. He receives the death sentence. He will receive the burst. There's also the Weaver's Wall. JLC will go down. Quite complacent. Para dito sa top laner ng TME.
Too angry.
He
just dives in there. He gets cancelled. He gets taken down. But still, that's a small win for Mineski. And they are slowly closing in the gap. Earlier it was around 10K, 9K. Now it is 6K. And the faster that they close the gap and the longer that this game goes, that gold gap might actually become irrelevant. Because look at the inventories of these teams, these players. And it's really starting to get into the 5-item, 6-item mark.
Well, kung manalo dito ang Mineski, they deserve that championship. Because right now,
they went through the gauntlet too.
For this game, the one who's in the ropes would be Mineski. Right now, ang obvious strategy ng TME, Mineski still had that fighting chance. As we mentioned, team fight. Mineski could execute team fights. They have the nice kit, they have the damage as well. The problem is, hindi naman yun yung playstyle dito ng TME. Whittle down, battle of attrition.
Like a pack of Velociraptors. They just run around you, whittle you down, and then once you're bleeding, once you're running away and it's becoming slower and slower, they just follow the trail of blood and they pounce on you. That's how TME's been playing this entire split, and it's been working for them. It seems now they just
they gotta pick on to James. And this pick-off could lead to that game 5, ladies and gentlemen. Can James take the leap? He will, but he will die as well.
Ren just takes him out. Just an opening for TME to actually go for the top lane push this time. They already have the destroyed mid lane and bot lane inhibitor, so now top lane is their only option. It's their best option. They don't have any minion wave here right now, but it will catch up to them very, very soon. And they have 2 Mountain Drakes. They have 2 AD carries, as I said. So this is just going to be quick work if Mineski is not able to defend. Weaver's Wall might delay the inevitable.
Used defensively. To be used defensively. JLC is in the base.
And he's just continuing to push.
He just wants to get a pressure. He wants to get the flank. And on this distance, if he's in the base, he can actually snipe out members of Mineski from the back. So, sandwich maneuver to be pulled up here by TME. The one they're sending to answer for JLC, at least if there's an all-in that can happen, it's Kaigu. And look at JLC. Look at JLC. He's actually onto the Nexus turrets. James with recall on this one. Nexus turrets gets fish up by JLC. And this might be the final fight. Mineski has to decide. Mineski has to fight. 2v1 onto JLC. Very likely will go down as a 3v4 would be answered here by Mineski to the TME squad in the top lane. Look at Marky. He's getting all the free hits. And it's a shutdown already on the Exosen. Wala nang damage dito. Ang Mineski, and still lots of members for TME. Celestial is gone, mid lane in ADC is gone, 1 Nexus turret is gone, and focus for the 2nd Nexus turret. Ladies and gentlemen, this is crazy because here at Rampage 2017, we still have to finish this final 5, and this is a game 5 for these PGS finals. Whew. Oh my god.
Jeez Louise. That was intense.
We have a game 5.
Yeah, we have a game 5.
Last year's Rampage, hindi yun gumabot ng game 5. That was game 4. And we have a freaking game 5. Alright, post-discussion, what happened for that match?
Man, it's just the ability for JLC to play these damage-dealing top laners so effectively and so self-sufficiently, even if he gets ganked once, dies once, he doesn't get phased. I think all of that tank gameplay, all that games playing tank, just allowed him to just internalize, always be chill.
Yeah.
And once he got those kills, once he got the snowball, he turned off the chill button and then he started going crazy. And it really worked for JLC. And for the rest of TME, they really played to how they usually play. Just very fierce, very ferocious, and they always look for weaknesses. Once they smell a wound, they go for it.
We have really, notable star players in the country. Alam natin yan. Sa mga summoners natin, alam niyo mga pangalang Exosen, TG, Kaigu. Pero may isa, doon sa squad na hindi nakapunta sa Worlds, doon si Snoy, diba? And there is JLC. And it seems the headliner for Rampage would be JLC on this one. I'm using the 7.14 lethality changes. I'm just really excited. This is a Game 5. Not every day you see a Game 5 lalo pa on a finals at lalo pa sa isang live event na tulad ng Rampage. So we'll not take any more of your time, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to shoutcast this Game 4 and to witness that Game 5. We have been your shoutcasters. Ako po si Shinbu with a 1 for an eye and my partner, Atlas PH. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go with the highlights. Pero bago yun, maraming salamat muli sa lahat ng entities that made our Rampage 2017 possible. PLDT, Smart, and Garena, our presenters, and is co-presented by Lenovo Intel. To our major sponsors, maraming salamat po sa Seagate Bloody, Transcend, Bacchus Energy Drink, and HyperX.
Of course, we'd also like to thank our event partners, Cooler Master, Razer, Aegon by AOC, Zagu, and we'd like to thank as well our official hotel partner, Golden Phoenix Hotel Manila, and our official shopping app, a mobile shopping app, Shopee, official streaming partners, XSplit and Twitch, and joined by our media partners, Otaku Asia, Otaku Events, AnimePlay.tv, Mineski.net, Esports Illustrated, WhenInManila.com, Rakista Radio, Tier 1 Entertainment, and GG Network, and Esports Inquirer, and Rappler.
This is the final game, ladies and gentlemen. So, summoners, dyan lamang po kayo as PGS will be right back. Teleport na magkabilaan at magkabilaan dulo dito sa mid lane. Look at Celestial is acting just guiding up both goals. So JLC would prioritize Celestial. Nawala yung chicks dito. Trevor gets the kill. Look at that. A full-blown fight na magagaling mula din sa ating Talia. But it would be TME getting most part ng ating kill and Mark with the free hits as well. Coops would go down. Exos with consistent damage. JLC still sniping targets down into the backline. May flash away dito sa Exosen. It's still explosive cast. And they go all in. It's a shutdown there by Trevor. And they can focus TG. Black by Trevor here using the package. Aim for Celestial. That's gonna be the barrel roll. And look at Trevor is getting all the free hits. Wallace correct. Maybe the flash in would secure the kill. And the backline. James, ano magawa dito against the Alistar, of course, as members of TME would be blocking away members. Side ladies and gentlemen, shutdown on Trevor. Main damage dealer of TME is gone, but Celestial gets popped here by Close. There's a lot of blue on the map, and also an airborne Mineski squad. But let's see if there will be significant damage to be dealt here to at least win this one, because it's not as JLC won't join the fight. It's a 4-for-2. Not the best option though. Marky getting a lot of hits. Rock should be the sacrifice for this one. Here comes Kaidu. Puts in the ultimate. Nice jump. Nice blasting cone. Trevor, does he have the Valkyrie? Nakat yata yung Valkyrie. Don't know. Magaling was forced to flash away. Flashing dito si Exosen. Let's see if 2v1 of the JLC very likely will go down as a 3v4 would be answered here by Mineski to the TME squad in the top lane. Look at Marky. He's getting all the free hits. And it's a shutdown already of the Exosen. Wala nang damage dito. Ang Mineski, it's still lots of members for TME. Celestial is gone. Mid lane in ADC is gone. One Nexus turret is gone. And focus for the second Nexus turret. Ladies and gentlemen, this is crazy because here at Rampage 2017, we still have to finish this final 5. And this is a Game 5 for this PGS Finals. Whew. Oh my.
Guys. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the Analyst Couch. And we're going to be taking on game number 4 between Manila Eagles versus Mineski. I know that there wasn't a Poppy in game, but they definitely, Mineski definitely got smashed.
Oh. I don't know about you guys though. I kind of feel like I'm at a deficiency. You have a hammer, you have a bomb, you have this Sona keyboard, and I have a cupcake. So I'm not sure how I'll go up against the rest of you, but still, very good game.
Yeah, so JLC Game 3 dropped the bomb on Mineski, and now slowly TME is starting to come alive. This is the TME that we wanted to see in Game 1 and Game 2. They had a really sleepy start in the start of the series, but now TME Trevor's doing such a stellar job in positioning. He rarely gets caught on this Corki, and you can see Cops landing those essential explosive casts as well. TME is starting to rally and gain some momentum, so this is...
Yeah, I mean, this is the TME that we are expecting from the regular season. This TME with the synergy. During that game, it felt like every single gear was clicking together in unison. Every single person on that team was doing their role efficiently. We saw extremely nice engages coming in from Kups and Rocks. Trevor had impeccable positioning during that fight, and even in the previous game as well. His Corki is definitely on point, and I might even consider banning it at this point because he seems to be very comfortable with that champion, knowing when to go in, knowing when to deal that damage. And on the other hand, we were talking about JLC really stepping it up and just putting so much pressure on the map. It's insane.
At the end of the day right now, it's kind of appropriate that I'm holding a cupcake right now because the cherry on top of this is that it's anybody's game. 2 for Mineski, 2 for TME. This one game, this one final game is going to determine who will ultimately become the champions of our Summer 2017 season and who will be going to GPL and potentially Worlds. Overall though, it's interesting because during Game 1, Game 2, TME, I was kind of worried for them because I'm not sure if it was the nerves or they were just really performing up to par to my expectations. But then again, going into Game 3, that was clearly a huge morale boost for them. And things are really going right for them, you know, putting a lot of trust onto JLC, going for these more on these champions where he could really carry. Like, I was honestly thinking that we might not be seeing... I was thinking that maybe we'd be focusing more on Trevor or Marky because those were the two people that really shined and carried during the split. But seeing it's very refreshing to see, again, like Atlas is missing, the Dark JLC really come to life. And if they become champs, they might rightfully have to call him the Dark Demigod JLC.
All right, so because we're going to be having an exciting game number 5, we're inviting everyone right now to please proceed to the premium VIP area for a better comfort. You can take your seats. It's free for all at this point. So again, para mas masarap ang panonood ninyo, you can take the seats of the premium and the VIP area as well. So going back to our discussion earlier, it's actually pretty interesting how the predictions were going to be on point, but we're not quite sure it's going to be right. We have Arctic who have voted for a 3-2 in favor of TME. Meanwhile, we've got Iconic for Mineski side as well. We still are not quite sure who's going to win.
Yeah.
But the problem is obvious here. Mineski still has to deal with JLC. What are your suggestions on how to deal with this threat?
Before we start talking about that, I like how JLC just flipped the emergency button, press convert to Dark JLC, where instead of playing the White Mage in the story where he just supports his deep, he immediately plays the Dark Mage and then just brings out all the damage and carries TME in the series. So yeah, for stopping him though, we saw that in Game 3 he was left alone and he was able to snowball with the Gangplank. But this Game 4, a lot more pressure was put on him. But the thing is, Trevor then was actually enabled. So now you have to deal with like a 3-headed Hydra coming out from the Manila Eagles, and they need to find a way to actually deal with the solo laners now because Marky has been popping off this entire series. He has been a superior ADC compared to Celestial. Celestial so far has been very lackluster, so I think Hamel should start focusing on ganking the solo lanes more as well.
And I mean, we've been talking about TME this entire time, but I also want to talk about Mineski as well because I think there's a lot of things to point out because both games that they lost, it was actually extremely close. They were in positions where they could have won that game, but just came down to the very small slip-ups. And I mean, for example, in this game, we saw a lot of times where individual members of Mineski would just get caught out, die, and give TME a free objective afterwards. I mean, we saw Hamas get caught out several times, leading to TME taking Baron, I think, twice during that series. And that is something to take in consideration because if you take factor that part out, I think Mineski still stands an extremely strong fighting chance as their team fighting was extremely good. You do have to mention EXO's effort during this game. He had a lot of incredible plays. He was on point with the response and with the cleanup, ensuring that Mineski didn't fall too far behind, even though the team fights looked really grim, and keeping him into the fight. And I think if EXO can maintain that play, and if the rest of the members of Mineski can just slightly clear up their mind, I guess. Just like refresh, because this is a best of 5. This is very draining mentally. And if they're able to do that, then I think they'll be able to come out strong and take the game.
Yeah, we were actually discussing earlier how Mineski is the type of team to take away reverse sweeps away from, their opponents. But this time around, it might be a situation where they might, take a taste of their own medicine this time. But we'll have to see, because the lying problem that we see coming from game number 3 is, JLC's game plan. He reverted, just as Iconic said, it's like a panic button. The switch has been turned. Dark JLC has been summoned. And then game number 4, okay, problem has been identified. But then Trevor comes into the picture. Yeah. So that's another problem. So with the adjustments coming into game 5, it's going to be another do or die, man.
Yeah, and I mean, I think at this point, it really comes down to the coaches. It really comes down between the battle between Chalk and Three Finger, because at this point, it's really difficult to make sure your drafts are on point as you slowly absorb information from the previous games, and then it's really easy to lose sight of what the other team is really good at, and you slip up, you let something through, and it becomes very difficult to win. You end up having a poor draft, so you need to identify what's strong, what do we need to ban out, what's working for us, and I think the draft is going to be the most important part coming into Game 5.
Yeah, and also in the topic of coaches, they also need to help their players reset, because to add from what Deep was talking about in Game 4, where Mineski kept getting caught out, even in Game 3, they took a lot of 1v1s that they couldn't actually win. So they have to reset their mentality and show up as the Mineski in the first 2 games of the series.
As a final note, I guess, because we've been giving a lot of hype to the Dark JLC here, but for Mineski's side, I gotta give my kudos as well. If there's one player who I really feel, if ever this does lead to a 3-2 towards Mineski, again, this is why I've been calling Exosen a legend here. But still, regardless of these 2 recent losses, I'd say Exosen has been very, very consistent, and I wouldn't be surprised that if this does lead towards a 3-2, a large component, and potentially I would deem if ever MVP does apply to Mineski to Exosen.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Oh, actually, I was about to ask you guys a question. How Game 3 and Game 4 went. It seems very apparent during the post-mid phase to late game who was going to win at that point. So the problem here for Mineski and TME is that we've never gotten a close fight, if you will. It was pretty obvious, but for game number 5, what kind of adjustments do you guys think is going to be put out on the table, especially for Mineski?
If you think about Game 3 and Game 4, it was really scrappy the way they played. Like in Game 1 and Game 2, Mineski didn't actually play it entirely clean. So I think this is on Three Finger actually to help them reestablish that Mineski that performed in Rift Rivals, that performed really well in GPL as well.
All right, so here we go. Who's going to be correct? Is it going to be Iconic with a 3-2 Mineski win? Or is it going to be Arctic with a cupcake on his hand with a TME win? But before we proceed to game number 5, we're going to see a video first from our sponsors. Check it out.
Good evening, Summoners! This is it! The last game of Rampage of today! I'm so excited because, as I said in Game 3, I want my favorite team to win. But, of course, for Eno, you have your favorite team. Everyone has their favorite team they want to win. But first things first, I am Vulcan, and with me is Amplifier. We will be your casters for the last game of the PGS Finals.
Before I slept last night, you know, I said a little prayer.
Sabi ko, prayer.
Diyos, pagpalaan niyo po kami ng best of 5 bukas. And it has been granted through JLC's holy intervention on those freaking carries. And it's almost 10 o'clock. And there are a lot of people here, so thank you so much to everyone for sticking by with us in this best of 5. We're all going to go home with a happy best of 5, hopefully. But sadly, only one team can win in this best of 5, and only one team is going to be moving over to GPL Summer and possibly represent the Philippines at Worlds. That's something that we're all looking forward to, and both of these teams are one game away from that.
Okay, here it is, guys. I mean, we've been talking all day about Celestial, Marquee, but I guess this time that focus has been switched to the Lord and Savior of Team Manila Eagles, JLC, for his, I gotta say, pocket picks, because I have never seen JLC play Jace, Gangplank, and now I wonder what he has for 5th game going into the finals, because as we've seen how JLC plays, he would normally pick Shen. That's one of his most picked champions entering the summer PGS.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing the pick and ban, because are we going to see more cheese to finish this last game? Does JLC have anything more up his sleeve to show us to finally bring TME to the finals? I'm really looking forward to seeing that. At the same time, Mineski, you know, they're being pushed over to the edge. They won the first 2 games, they had the momentum, and TME takes it away from them. What will Mineski do to finish the game that supposedly they were, well, they started. They were supposed to finish this one off. Tam Kench, again, immediately off of the table there from Team Manila Eagles, and Zach is going to be banned as well on Mineski's side. So still, Coop's not going to get his hands on that Zach. Talia being banned by Team Manila Eagles. EXO definitely not going to get that Talia again. Sejuani being banned as well on the side of Mineski. 80 carries are still open. Maokai Cho'Gath still open. Let's see what they decide to take away. Thresh is also open.
Okay, here's the thing. I mean, Mineski is so used for TME playing JLC as one of the tank top carries, and now we're now seeing for the very first time in the finals, JLC suddenly unleashed his barrage of pockets. I mean, Gangplank and now Jace. It hit Mineski by surprise, and that is the result of going to 2-2. So this is something that Mineski has to plan carefully. They are still sticking to the same bans we had from game 1 to 4, but this time, how can they ban out? And there it is. That would be a Corki.
The predicted Corki ban there. So Trevor, Cho'Gath locked in. First pick on TME. So that's going to be a possible flex pick to either jungle or top. Like we said, this is a pick that has really been prominent in the current meta. But Trevor won't be getting his hands on that Corki, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he'll play next. The Thresh is still open, and the Jarvan is still open. So let's see what Mineski decide to take for this first rotation.
So right now we will be seeing Mineski prioritizing that Kalista, removing it from Marquee and onto the second pick. It will be a priority pick on that Thresh. And now this is going to be the last pick for Team Manila Eagles on the first base. This is something they have to plan careful. And now, I think that would be... I'm really curious.
It's still a flex.
It's a flex.
Yeah, so we still don't know which of these champions are going to who. Coops could take Jarvan, Coops could take Cho'Gath. We'll have to see. Although most likely, I think Cho'Gath will end in JLC's hands. Let's see though. Trevor gonna make the last pick there, securing the Braum, which is something that Mineski's been taking away from Rox as well. Let's see what the next pick of Mineski is. Mid lane, top lane, and jungle are still open. Elise is still available. Rek'Sai is still up for James. Let's see what they get.
This is going to be very crucial. Mineski planning it carefully. And now, getting that Jace for Kaigo.
And that's a flex actually. EXO can also choose to play that in mid if he so wants to. Let's take a look at the second phase for the bans. Remember, a lot of the junglers of James are still up. So Elise, Rek'Sai are still up. And a lot of it, interestingly, Caitlyn is not being banned. Saya is being banned though, so Marky not gonna get his hands on that. We'll have to see how TME respond. What don't they want to give to Kaigu or to Hamis? Oh, Kled. So Kled being taken away from Kaigu there in the top lane.
Being removed, TME. They are removing now the top lane priorities for Kaigo. This could be one of Mineski's strategy where they make a flex. And
there
now,
it is. The Caitlyn ban is there. So what is Marky going to play? There are still a couple of AD carries up. Tristana, Varus, and Ashe, to name a few. Unless he brings out a pocket pick that we're not familiar with.
First time for everything.
Last ban here from TME, and they take away the Orianna from EXO.
So
and
this is a very choke point ban because we're seeing the TME, they're forcing out picks that Mineski sometimes are used to. And for Mineski's side, they are removing 2 ADCs of Marquis and they try to shut that, and they do not want to deal with Trevor's Corki. And for Mineski, they'll be getting the jungle Gragas.
So that's going to be Gragas, which could also flex potentially. TME still waiting for the AD carry pick here. What will Marky show us? Is he finally going to bring out the Tristana? Waiting. And the Ari for Trevor. So will we see him on this Ari? He did play it during the group stage. I believe he played 4 times actually. He played it during the group stage 4 times. So this is a pretty comfortable pick for Trevor. And finally, the AD carry for Marky will be... is it going to be the Twitch? Is it? Yes, it is. It's going to be locked in. So that's going to be Twitch for Marky. And looking at the record, he's played Twitch only twice during the group stage. So that's going to be pretty interesting. And we're left with a couple of the flexes mid lane. EXO. Who is EXO going to lock in? There's still a couple of mid laners open. Although Talia was taken away.
Syndra is
Cassiopeia,
open.
Syndra.
Yes, Syndra is open. So that would be... it's
Cassiopeia?
going to be the Cassiopeia.
Okay, so EXO has played Cass twice. And he won once. So it's not something he usually goes to. But it's something he's going to be picking for this game. And the final team compositions have been locked in for this final game in the finals of the PGS.
So now I want to ask everyone in the area, who are you rooting for? Team Manila Eagles or Mineski League of Legends? Let's hear it for TME! Come on, after that game, TME should have more fans. But okay, let's hear it from Mineski for them. Let's hear it from them, crowd. Let's hear it. Okay, so now I'm hearing a bit of more TME fans after game 3 and 4, but that's understandable. But we'll be seeing that onto the Rift in 10 seconds. We'll be loading up, and I gotta say, this is a very memorable day for Rampage 2017 because it is the first time in the history of PGS that a Korean import has made it to the Rampage stage in the PGS finals. And for TME to enter this PGS Summer Split with a clean slate, 100% win streak ever since the promotions and relegation. Entering the promotions and relegation, so this is history right now today, and let's get straight to it. I mean, I'm pretty excited to see, and how will Mineski finish this game? How do you think it's just going to perform?
Oh man, this is so crazy. And the reverse sweep dream is alive, kept open by JLC. And this is going to be interesting. We're going to be seeing him on the Cho'Gath, which we've never seen him on before. But we'll have to see now, can he pull this off? Can TME finalize the reverse sweep dream? Or will Mineski have given them that false hope, only to take it away from them and move on to GPL? Possibly representing PH for the second time at Worlds.
This is Worlds on the line. This is the final game of the PGS, and I'm pretty excited to see who will emerge victorious. No matter who is the winner, I gotta hand it to Mineski League of Legends. They have performed really well mid-split, coming back from a very bad start and now making it towards the Rampage stage from being the 4th place. This is something that Mineski has earned. As for TME, they have already earned their place in the Rampage stage with a 100% win streak. But if I have to choose who I'm going to be watching out for, would be definitely the bot lane duo still, but more attention to JLC.
Yeah, of course, can't take our eyes away from JLC, but I'm also interested, like you said, on this Twitch that Marky is going to be bringing out. It's not exactly unusual. In fact, it is locked in, although very, very unfrequently in the international scene. It's not a priority pick, but it is something Marky has used before. How will Celestial and TG respond to this Braum Twitch composition that we're seeing?
So as for the Braum Twitch combo, I think that's going to be a very solid pickup in a way that it does give Kalista a really hard time stacking up. I mean, that Braum would be this unbreakable wall in a way that can deny so much damage from Celestial.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, for the final time, of course, we can't have done any of this without our sponsors. So we'd like to thank, of course, those who made this event possible. So Rampage 2017, of course, is presented to you by PLDE Smart and Garena, co-presented by Lenovo, Intel, with major sponsors Seagate, Bloody, Transcend, Bacchus Energy Drink, and HyperX.
And special thanks to our event partners, Cooler Master, Razer, Aegon by AOC, Zagu, and Razer.
Alright, we'd also like to thank our official hotel partner, Golden Phoenix Hotel Manila, our official mobile shopping app, Shopee, and our official streaming partners, XSplit and Twitch.
And to our media partners would be Otaku Asia, Otaku Events, but let's get straight to the last game of the PGS. Now here it is, guys. Game 5, PGS Summer Split 2017 Finals. Team Manila Eagles versus Mineski League of Legends. Last game, let's get straight to it.
All right, so let's see how things start off here. We're going to be seeing some pretty interesting picks. Exocen on this Cassiopeia, something we don't really see often, and then the Twitch on Marky as well. We're seeing TME moving all the way down to bot lane there, and I think Mineski is anticipating this. They are also down there in the bot lane as well. To check.
Seeing what's up, and now we're going to be expecting a more conservative start, knowing that Mineski will not try and invade the territory of the Eagles. So this will be a safe start for both teams, but only one can tip that balance in this final game of the Summer Split.
Yeah, and I think there are going to be a lot of skirmishes in this game as well. When you look at both team compositions, you know, you have the Twitch, Ari, and the Jarvan all looking to get those assassination kills into roam. Meanwhile, on Mineski's side, you've got Thresh, of course, Gragas, and Jace, who can also make picks of their own. So it's all about who can better land the possible pick potential they have with their team composition. Although it's important to note that Mineski, or rather Celestial, wants to usually avoid those skirmishes. So let's see how their mindsets have changed, because I'm sure all of our mindsets have changed throughout this best of 5. All of our preconceived notions of what we thought they were going to play just thrown out the window the moment JLC brought out that Gangplank. So I really can't imagine the pressure on these players.
Okay, the moment that JLC picked Gangplank, throw everything you know outside the window amplifier, because well, I've actually personally talked to Celestial. It's not that he doesn't like playing more skirmishes. It's the fact that he knows that his team performs better in a 5v5. So why not use that to your advantage? And that is why Mineski made it here to the final stage of Rampage, and now to the Game 5 of the Best of 5 series.
Yeah, so let's see. Lanes looking pretty even so far. Again, I'm guessing this is really mostly skill matchups in most of the lanes, and you just wait to see if the junglers will be able to help and assist any of the lanes.
Seeing how Koops is rotating towards the bottom side slowly but surely, and same as James. James on Game 4 did not perform that well on the Kazakhs, and that is how TME was able to tip that balance to their favor. And now this is an opportunity for James to redeem himself. Last chance. This is going to be a crucial match for these junglers.
Indeed, and it must be crazy. Best of 5, having to endure 5 really intense games. I'm sure that there is the fatigue factor for a lot of our players, which is why endurance is such a big factor.
Oh boy.
In these games. Coops moving in,
flashing.
flashing.
Knocks up. Exo in the air. Exo cleanses out of the charge. But Trevor goes in.
Make it
for the flashing knife. First blood to Team Manila Eagles.
And Trevor bringing out the Ari for the first time. Things looking pretty good there. Coops so decisive with the flash in plus the flag and drag to set the momentum for this final game.
What happens when a star player gets a first blood amplifier? It is the start of something unpleasant and start of something new for TME in a way that they can now dictate how the mid lane will play out. Since Trevor gets the first blood, he gets to control the flow.
Yeah, let's see if he can actually take control of the mid lane, because other than the Corki game we just saw previously, Trevor hasn't been looking so good in these 5 games, so maybe this will be his chance at redemption to show that he can carry just as hard as his peers. We'll have to see. Exo, again, we don't usually see him
on
champions like Cassiopeia, yeah, so we'll have to see how he adjusts when playing a sort of late game AP carry.
Why though? Why don't we see EXO on a Cassiopeia amplifier?
Yeah, we usually see him on... wait, Trevor!
Reverse champions, Trevor! Mineski will be returned the favor. EXO gets the kill. Marky is ignited over. Half his HP gone, makes it the machine. Flash in from TG. He's taking turret hits. I made a mistake. I want to get out. Marky gets an easy kill.
Oh my god.
Flash in for the frostbite, gets stun lock. Celestial pops a heal. I don't think that's going to work.
3-1 on the kill score, and just like I said, during the pick and ban phase, we knew there were going to be skirmishes for sure. It's just a matter of who can execute it better. And TME looking very composed in this game, not losing their cool. TG missing the play, diving that turret and giving up a kill.
Right now for Mineski, their house is on fire, but they're sitting in their couches and still smiling because they feel like we still got this. This is still anyone's game. Best of 5. Coops goes in for that knockoff. Kai goes very low. Flash in from JLC, but it'll be a trade-off.
So it's going to be a 1-for-1 there. And TME with an aggression that we really haven't seen in the previous games.
I don't think that's it yet. I mean, we're seeing James. Aggression after aggression. Flash in, but it's not will connect. Kai Gu is not there. Sorry about that. Trevor is over very low. Poison. Will it be enough? Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. A trade after trade. I don't think any of these teams care anymore. If I want to lead, I would do anything to get it.
1-for-1 trades all across the map right now. And our team's really, really hungry to win this game. We'll have to see 6 minutes in and 5-3 on the kill score. Not really huge gold leads anywhere yet. And looking at the lanes, no one with such a significant lead. Aside, of course, from the mid lane where EXO actually out-CSing Trevor on his Ari.
Ooh, Marky catches the death sentence, but there will be no follow-up since they had a trauma under that turret.
Yeah.
Okay, here it comes. I mean, at this point in time, who has the healthier mindset? We know that Mineski, when they entered this best of 5 series, they perform really well when the games get extended. But at this point in time, I gotta say for both teams, they're really nervous. I mean, you get psyched out. You make small mistakes that you don't normally do. And these small mistakes is an opener for your enemy team. And I think it's showing right now.
Yeah, the mind games are definitely a huge factor, especially when you're considering TME is coming from the good side of the reverse sweep. Mineski is coming from the side where they might get reverse sweep. So there's definitely a different mindset from both of the teams. We'll have to see.
Oh, bit of love in the house. Riverside, Hammond spots Coops. Bit of a skirmish in. EXO will be responding in. He is trying to get away. There is that wall for safety. 4 members collapsing. Cloudrick, CC. Coops goes over that wall.
All right, so he's going to be safe for now. Meanwhile, the laning phase continues. We'll have to see. Because right now, like I said, both teams also looking for the picks. But the late game scaling, I think, does favor Mineski because they do have the Cassiopeia on their side. So TME can't really allow this game to progress too long. They'll really want to be able to put a strong foothold on that mid-game where this Ari and this Twitch can get the kills that they need.
But TME has JLC. He
Well,
scales
yes.
a lot more in the late game through those stacks. You get a Gargle Stone Plate. You get the Locket of the Iron Solari. You're pretty much granting your teammates 3 extra lives.
Oh, Celestial.
There comes
Oh, there's
Bobby
Yo.
Cash to Manila with a Glacial Fissure. Celestial
Ooh.
gets taken out by Marky. And now I think
GG.
Marky's still hungry under the turret. Goops gets, actually, sorry, Rocks tanks it like a man.
Yeah, so Marky able to get his second kill, so he's 2-0-1 right now here in this bot lane. It's going to be pretty scary for the bot lane here of Mineski, who, like they said before, don't really like the skirmishes. Coops looking for another kill here. He does have the flash up. Can Trevor land the Fated Charm and get a kill here onto Exosen?
Goops is near the vicinity though. I think EXO will be backing up. Hamas is there. Spots Goops with the scrying plant. He does have some vision there. So Mineski knows that Goops is in the riverside.
So let's see, looking at the turrets, actually, bot lane turret of Mineski getting really pressured here. Trevor.
Oh, Trevor's very low.
Getting
EXO
shot.
has a flash. He won't
Alright.
commit further.
So he's able to escape. So despite the two, oh actually both mid laners are 2-0. Goops
Goops has
moving in.
He does have the Cataclysm and flash. He can commit, but Trevor's very low.
He also has the Cataclysm, level 6 right now on both of our junglers. And 9 minutes in, a pretty nice gold lead on TME's side, almost 2K.
This is actually good because JLC is level 8. This unlocks the innate tankiness of a Cho'Gath. So by time he has this built-in, I would say, Roa, because he gets more HP through stacks. But in the bot side,
Marky
Marky's being a bit sneaky.
looking for the
Celestial's
sneaky
there.
kill.
TG spots Marky. Marky's all alone. Stealths out. The hook will not connect.
So close there. So the first Drake is actually going to be Cloud Drake, which is why we're not seeing anyone go there.
The Cloud Drake, as Atlas say it, it's not that high priority. And at this point in game of the game 5, why would you risk it?
Yeah, so Rift Herald though still up for the taking. No movement there as well. It's really just both teams looking for these small kills, these small skirmishes around the map. Kaigu moving in a bit, but also going to back off.
And I like how when the game started very fast, quickly, and now it comes to a standstill where the kill score is up to 6-3 with a gold lead in favor of TME. I think TME would take this in.
Ooh,
EXO gets charmed.
nice charm there.
Trevor will not come in because at this point, you can see that Hamas is in the riverside and Trevor does not have much safety, back of safety, because we're seeing that Coops is nowhere to be found in his area, so he will not commit.
Yeah, so we won't be seeing, although I think EXO's trying to bait Trevor in. He might not fall for that one. Coops actually going to the side bush. We might see a bot lane clash here. And I don't, yep, that's going to be Hames too far to respond.
Boy.
Will they go for the tower dive?
Glacial Fissure is available for Rocks. He can go for a dive.
Flash is up as well for Coops. Will they go for it?
Cataclysm is up for grabs. It's available, and the first turret is at stake here. TME might risk it all, but they are still trying to time it correctly. Rocks in the brush side.
Oh my God.
TG has no idea. This is an opener for TME.
Coops is in.
5-minute war. They
Oh.
will have to back away, but the hook does connect onto Rocks. He takes her hit. There is the Unbreakable.
Oh, wow.
Will be enough, but in the top side, JLC gets caught by Hamas. Here comes Kaigo, gets the kill on the top lane.
Alright, so that's going to be a kill for Kaigu at least there in top lane. Trevor trying to move in. EXO actually very far. Won't be responding, and the first Blood Turret Gold going to go over to TME here. So they will get control over that bot side, which will open up the map for Marky to start going for those roams on this Twitch.
And this opens up more potential for Market to grow. He can now go to the top side and farm even more, leaving Celestial a really hard time. Being a Callista has yet to get any form of decent attack speed items, it will be very difficult for Celestial to even kite.
On the flip side though, that's going to be a turret for TME, which will open up the map for Kaigu. Let's see if we can try to find some teleport plays and carry on this Jace as well.
What happened to
Trevor.
TME? This is a completely different TME we're seeing right now in the game 5. we normally see TME, the objectives become their macro play. But now, I love the adjustments they made entering the final game.
Yeah, let's see. It's going to be TME looking for a couple of picks. Vision so far still not prioritizing. Oh, actually, the Drake was already taken there, so the Drake's going to go over. Actually, I'm not sure.
No visions yet. Mineski are there trying to sneak this Rift Herald.
Yeah, so James.
Oh boy.
Actually, he's alone here. Can't they see him? Okay, Coop spotted him out, and he will be backing out here.
Might steal the efforts of James, but we see Tichi and Kaigu in the area. Rocks is also there in case Mineski gets a jump onto them.
It looks like this Rift Herald's gonna go over to TME.
Yeah, Exo's very low, and same as Trevor, he's a bit more healthy, but I don't think he has enough mana to work with.
Yeah, they'll probably use this Rift Herald to push into the mid lane, which is gonna push Exo back just a bit. Or they could bring it to top lane. We're actually seeing TME's bot lane moving over to top now. And with the Rift Herald buff, will they bring it there? Yep, there it is.
And has been summoned in the top side, and members of TME are pushing it. This will be more control for TME. There's that is not connect. Rocks in a big trouble. There's the box on the floor. Kaiku's gonna be in big trouble. Talbot gonna get Kaiku is on the floor. And now James is left alone. JLC eats up Kaiku. Celestial's left alone.
Oh no, Celestial!
The flash in from Marky. Marky gets the double kill.
Marky on this Twitch getting really scary right now. And 9-4 on the kill score. 3,000 gold lead at 14 minutes in as they move to the inner top turret.
This is bad news. The Rift Herald is still alive and pushing turrets in the top side of Mineski. This is more room, more control. This will open up for an easier Baron for Team Manila Eagles.
Yeah, so 4-0-2 onto Marky in this Twitch right now. Meanwhile, we're still waiting for Celestial and Exo to get to their power spikes, get the items that they need. Mineski have to play a bit patiently. Can't be too trigger happy. Meanwhile, we're going to take a look at that replay. Marky invisible, so they couldn't see him. But Rocks being forced to get into a pretty awkward situation for a while. But Mineski, they get trapped into this little hallway, and then the Cataclysm goes down. And at this point, Marky is untouched. He was able to just free hit the entire time, giving him a double kill after that clash.
And that is a Twitch we are talking about with a Blade of Ruin King, a Zeal, and a Dagger. Whereas we're seeing Celestial still struggling with his first item, the Blade of Ruin King has not yet been completed. Exo picks up the Rod of the Ages, and a tier is really aiming for the long game, but will TME let that happen?
Yeah, that's really the big question there. They're looking to probably snowball this game. Oh, we're actually seeing Mineski rushing down here.
Rocks has to be a bit more careful because we do see tendencies where Rocks misplays himself. Marcus stealth in, Exo trying to make some plays here. Goes on to Trevor. Lantern is there for the safety. Petrifying Gaze will not petrify anyone. That would be an ultimate wasted by Axelsen.
Yeah, Coop's though very low, so he won't be able to engage on this. He does have the Cataclysm, but because he's so low, he's gonna have to back out. Meanwhile, top laners at bot lane right now, with Kaigu trying to split push, get a turret for himself. Still, things in TME's favor. 5,000 gold lead at 16 minutes in, and TME inching ever so closely to the reverse sweep.
The taste of a reverse sweep and the honor of representing the Philippines in the GPL and possibly Worlds. Right now, both of these teams, they're fighting for their slot in the GPL and potentially Worlds. And now we're seeing more aggressive play from TME on the top side.
Yeah, now Kaigu gonna try and defend this one. And looking at the itemization, Morelos and Sword Boots done for Trevor Coops. Trying to get a couple of objectives here in Ari and Exosen at top lane right now. JLC pushing Kaigu away. Will he get shot to death? Oh,
trying to get away from JLC. The Righteous Glory is there for the slow.
Oh, silence.
JLC does have the control, and there is the kill for JLC. Eats up Kaigu.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
that is on there. The Crooks, no follow-up. The bar slam did connect, but not enough members to respond with. Team Manila Eagles right now, third score 4.
Oh my, Celestial!
Glacial Fissure is there, but Marky secures the kill.
Oh, you cannot fall out of position like that, especially when you're up against Marky. He's just gonna chunk your HP down. Blade of the Ruined King, Zeal, and Berserker's Greaves. Plus the passive from Braum is just really, really bad. Cannot afford to fall out of position. But so far, TME still continuing the snowball. 30 seconds until the next Mountain Drake, and 1 minute and 50 until the Baron comes up. But the map is dark for Mineski right now. They only have 1 turret, meanwhile TME have 4 of their own.
And because of the push with the Rift Arrow on the top side, this gives TME a lot of control in the Baron. That is going to come live in 1 minute and 33 seconds. If TME gets this Baron, it's game set. This will be very hard to defend, especially with the deficit that Mineski has. But if ever Mineski does get the Baron, this is going to be a good potential for growth for members of Mineski.
Yeah, let's see what Mineski decides to do. These are really tense moments right now because the next team fight could possibly decide the game. Mountain Drake is live now and all of TME's members are flooding there.
Oh, and TME taking this opportunity to take the Mountain Drake. No wards placed by Mineski. This might go uncontested. JLC is there, so this will be a secured Mountain Drake. So, what are the conditions for Mineski to come back from this amplifier? I mean,
Mineski, they need to slow the game down a bit. They can't keep skirmishing and giving these kills to Marky, who otherwise will snowball completely out of control. Being 5-0-2 right now at 19 minutes in, they need to establish that vision control so that they can find a way to get EXO and Celestial to catch up.
I like how Rox is being this front line. He is making he's making rooms for TME. They're making the opportunity, and Marky, look at him, he's so fearless. He does have the Ruined Turking, Blade of the Ruined King. Why not? He deserves to be a bit more confident, but that confidence could be complacency, and this could be Mineski's opportunity to at least come back from the 11-4 kill score.
Next Drake is going to be Infernal, and Baron is live. TME already have the vision down here. So Mineski going to be moving into enemy territory at this point. Meanwhile, JLC still bugging Kaigu, still keeping him, babysitting him here at the bot lane.
Keeping him busy. He does not want Kaigu to respond with a teleport play, but JLC, he is actually having another hard time because as a Shogun, he can actually push faster.
Moving in for the kill!
Peekaboo! Marky spots Celestial. Glacial Fissure doesn't connect! Marky is dominating!
And there it is. You just can't stop him once he locks onto a target, and there's no peel for Celestial. That's almost a sure kill. Probably didn't even need the Glacial Fissure at that point. And that's going to be giving TME another turret. 5 turrets in. There's only 1 inner turret remaining on Mineski's side. Not able to slow down the game.
Actually, at this point, I don't think TME wants to slow down. They have this great momentum with a potential reverse sweep. Whereas Mineski, their momentum has been stopped by JLC's gangplank, and that's something that Mineski did not expect. So when it comes to this 5th game, the last game, Mineski's psych right now is not too good, not too healthy, so they have to at least time it correctly. I mean, 21 minutes into the game, I think that Roa is getting power. I guess Mineski has to play it a bit more safe in a way, but I don't think TME will let that happen.
Yeah, TME, you're definitely right. They don't want this game to slow down. They just want Marky to keep snowballing. It's Mineski that really wants to slow this down a bit. Ari actually pushing up there, but Trevor is going to back off. Cope's here though, but he's going to use the Blasting Cone to jump out as Baron is the next objective. There is a control ward in there though, so TME will have control of this. Meanwhile, Kaigu still being kept down here at bot lane. JLC really keeping him busy down there.
So now the Baron is live. Anyone can take it and change the flow of the game. This is going to be the certain objective. But Marky,
no. Celestial.
Sneaky little boy wants to go into Celestial. He gets caught off guard. Here it comes, Marky. He loves that.
I don't even know what to say.
I know what to say for that because it's something that Celestial thought false safety, but we see now in the jungle side a bit some aggression coming in. Celestial is down for the count. 17 seconds left in the death timer. Ultimates are all up. They can go for a dive, turret's very low, but Mineski will be forced to at least siege this and defend this turret, not yet giving up.
Yeah, Mineski, they do have a bit of counter engage for themselves. They've got the Petrifying Gaze plus the Explosive Cast. So if TME get overconfident and make a mistake, you know, if they do, wait!
JLC goes in, flash in, and a two-man knockup, a double knockup! GLC secures Kaigo, while Trapper secures Rocks, and now the fight going in, Celeste in the air. It will be a tower dive, double kills for Trevor. Kaigo can't do anything, Coops goes in for the dive, he gets taken out, and now it will be the ace of the game!
And this is going to be TME knocking on the Nexus right now. Inhibitor is going to go down, although James is coming up in 10 seconds, so they can't end this one just yet. But they can surely taste the GPL era right now.
I think it's not tasting, they're already eating it.
Yeah,
it's in their stomach right now. It's more of a security, but even it's in your stomach, it's not yet secure. You can throw up and still spit out that taste. So Mineski right now, they can still come back, but I gotta say, things are looking pretty grim because of the gold deficit. Look at that. Almost 11,000 gold deficit. 7 turrets for TME, 2 Drakes, whereas Mineski only has 1 turret. They need a miracle right now if they want to come back. Maybe a mistake from TME when it comes to the Baron will help them out.
Mineski, they need to regain their composure and really think about what it is they need to do right now. Celestial can't keep giving those little solo kills onto Marky, who's now 7-1-6 with 3 huge items on himself right now. So things looking pretty dangerous for them. TME establishing the vision control around this Baron. And
this is a Baron.
James can't find an opening into it.
Very dangerous because this Baron, if ever TME gets
looking for the picks.
Very dangerous.
TG.
JLC
peek in there.
Falling in. TG misses the hook.
Oh my god.
This leaves opportunity for JLC. Righteous going in. Chomp goes in, but there's no knockup yet. Members of Mineski are lining up in a row, getting one by one. Knockup by Team Manila Eagles. This is the ace of the game. TME goes for the reverse sweep.
Oh my god, TME knocking on the doors. There's 25 seconds on those death timers right now at minimum, and they're knocking on the Nexus turrets. Ladies and gentlemen, the reverse sweep dream we never thought we'd see. JLC and the rest of his members, TME, they've kept it alive. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, your finalists and our representatives for the GPL,
Team Manila Eagles! My god, look at them, happy and satisfied. They actually earned it. This is a great comeback for TME. They have made their victory. They've shown what they've got with a bad start, but now a reverse sweep.
Ladies and gentlemen, GG, well played. Rampage 2017 with a reverse sweep coming from Team Manila Eagles, who will now be representing the Philippines at the Garena Premier League 2017 Summer Split, and possibly, if they can make it to the finals, they'll be representing us at Worlds, which hasn't happened in years.
But I guess with all said and done, this is a history made, and I guess
and the sportsmanship from our members. No salty tears as we often see in solo queue. None of that here, none of that here. It's all sportsmanship, and I'm sure that we all want to wish Team Manila Eagles good luck as they enter the GPL. Although you have to hand it to Mineski as well. Things look really shaky during the group stage, but ever since their mid-season roster change, they dominated the playoffs completely, and most people predicted that it was going to be Mineski winning, so they did really give a great fight to TME, but in the end, the full win run of TME plus the reverse sweep, what more could you ask for?
Well, I gotta say, this is going to be a very memorable Rampage for Team Manila Eagles.
And for the rest of the Philippine scene as well, I cannot wait to see how TME performs at the Garena Premier League. It's going to be an insane series.
Yeah, you gotta hand it to them. They've achieved their victory, and you have to feel happy for them because they have done so much work entering the summer split.
for so long, TME was hiding under the shadow of IPT. IPT usually the one representing for these sister teams at the finals, but now TME able to escape that shadow and establish a name for themselves to win this finals and move on to GPL. Congratulations, TME.
Congratulations to Team Manila Eagles, the champions of the Bacchus Pro Gaming Series 2017 Summer Split. Drive your energy as TME will be heading to GPL in Thailand.
All right, and of course, we're going to be moving this over to our hosts now, I believe, as we go on to the awarding ceremony to congratulate TME. But before anything, of course, it's been an honor casting for you guys today. I'm Amplifier, and I'm here with Vulcan. We'll see you guys next time.
Hello.
That's right.
Wow. Grabe.
Here we go.
Wow.
Ang masasabi ko is, comeback is real!
Yes!
Grabe.
Comeback is super real.
Congratulations, Team Manila Eagles. Grabe.
Sobrang galing.
And ganun din sa Team Mineski. They did well. They did well. Their first two games, pinatunayan nila na, men, ang lakas nila, di ba? But then,
biglang lumakas bigla.
diba, biglang. Comeback is real. You never give up, di ba? Never give up. Keep believing.
Hanggat may one game pa, di ba? Continuous lang.
Namimilipit ako doon sa likod kanina. Sabi ko, hey! Nakakakilig. So I guess we have to do the awardings right now.
Yes.
We would like to call on the presenters for the check.
Yeah.
The PGS lead, Neme Victa, and the Garena Esports manager, Bench Dalmasio, together with the representative from Bacchus.
Yeah.
So if you guys would like to come on stage, please. That's a big check. Baka kailangan ng tulong. You want me to?
100.
Ang laki pala. Ang laki.
Grabe. What? Wow.
Ayan. Woo! Our Bacchus PGS 2017 Summer second place, winning 100,000 pesos.
Oh my
Could we call out Team Mineski? Palakpakan nyo naman. Grabe. Hindi aabot ng Game 5 yan. Well done. Ayan. Calling out Team Mineski. Call upon Team Mineski. Please come up on stage and claim your check. It is a whopping 100,000 pesos. Grabe. Ayan. It's the nature of the game. There's always a winner, and there's always second place. There's always first and second. So cheer up, guys. You guys did well.
Congratulations pa din. It's
Palakpakan nyo naman, Team Mineski!
Woohoo!
Wow. Ayan. Yep, we'll just have a group shot. Yep. So we have up here is PGS lead, Neme Victa, and Benj Damasio from Garena Esports manager and representative from Bacchus.
Yeah.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much.
Heads up, brothers.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Team Mineski, and all their supporters here. Eto na. And here we go. On to the victorious, never say die, never give up, believe in yourself.
And comeback is real.
And come back to claim their prize. Without further ado, your champions, Team Manila Eagles! Bacchus PGS 2017 Summer Champions, winning 300,000 pesos! That's right.
Congratulations!
Grabe.
Grabe, no?
Everyone from their coach, their owner, nandito na silang lahat.
Congrats,
Look at their smiles on their faces. Kasi alam nila, napakahirap yung ginawa nila. Napakahirap. Coming from a deficit.
Palakpakan naman dyan.
0-2. To come out to win 3 games straight.
From 0-2, no? Naging 3.
Okay, pushin kayo para group shot. Ay, yung iba sa kabila. Ay, move over na lang.
Compress kaya, compress. Congrats.
Yeah! Your champion of Rampage 2017, here, the PGS Team Manila Eagles!
Grabe.
Grabe, galing. Tayo ng confet. Congratulations!
Congratulations! Oy, handshake din. Margie, boys, congratulations.
Congrats.
Ang ginawa nyo.
Ang galing.
Galing nyo. Nagtiwala pa.
Sa lahat ng pumunta at nagstay hanggang sa dulo, maraming
salamat. Ang dami pa rin.
And all the sponsors for coming out.
Grabe.
Everyone that supported. Kayo yung mga summers na nandito pa. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so
And also to friends and families that supported us
at
for this
nanay,
event.
tatay, sana hindi sila magalit sa inyo kasi 10:30 na.
Yeah.
Umuwi.
Ingat kayo sa mga uuwi.
But we still have one person that's gonna talk to you all.
Yes.
And she will close the event officially. And that is none other than
Riku.
Joy, uwi na ako. Love you.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Hello, test. Mic test.
Ayun, no? Hello there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analyst couch. And this time around, di ko nakasama ang aking mga co-analysts. Pero, ang champion ADC from Team Manila Eagles, Marky! Palakpakan naman tayo dyan! Alright, I would like to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Sa win nyo, grabe. I cannot imagine yung story na dinaanan nyo. It is your first time as a team sa big stage, di ba?
Yes.
So,
first time namin.
First time nyo. Tapos, it was napanalunan nyo pa yung PGS. How does it feel, Mark?
Siyempre, sobrang saya. Sobrang saya namin kasi finally, nabigyan na namin yung boss namin ng champion sa Rampage after so many tries.
So many tries. Oo nga, we've watched your journey since the PGS pa sa group stages. And gaya ng sinabi ng mga analysts, normally you guys were like bottom 4, sa 4 kayo, sa 4th. So it's like a dream come true definitely for you guys. Pero ito yung miracle or yung, okay, may nangyayari sa likod. But anyway, I'm just quite distracted. Pero ito yung gusto kong itanong sa inyo. How did you come back from a 2 loss sa best of 5 series, tas na reverse sweep nyo? How do you get back from that?
Siyempre, nung unang nangyari sa amin, yung pinakalma muna kami na parang sinabi na sa amin ng coach namin na kalma lang, kaya pa to, may ilang laro pa. Isipin nyo na lang, best of 1 lang.
So, ganun yung mindset nyo every time you enter into these games. Best of 1s lang
best
to.
Of one.
Tapos, reset na naman yung utak
reset.
nyo.
Sinasabi na lang namin na 1 game lang to, isipin nyo muna itong larong natin.
Grabe. So, kumbaga yung pressure nalilift at least kasi you're thinking it's a best of 1. So, I'm really amazed about your journey sa iyong team as well. So, what's next? Anong klaseng preparation? Since ang bigat ng ike-carry niyong responsibility, representative from the Philippines for the GPL, anong klaseng preparations ang paghahandaan niyo in the future?
Siyempre, hindi pa rin mawawala sa amin yung, yung pagpa-practice namin, siyempre. Kasi, yung susunod na nga, GPL na nga, diba? Tapos kapag nanalo sa GPL, Worlds, kung baka sakali. Yun. Kaya, siyempre, di namin pababayaan yung yung pagpa-practice namin.
Practice. Todo practice talaga.
Practice talaga.
That's
Tapos
good.
pag-aaralan namin yung mga plays namin kung ano pa yung mga mali namin.
Tama. That's very good to hear. But lastly, anong message mo sa mga fans na tumagal para manood ng finals ng PGS?
Siyempre, papasalamat ako sa mga fans na walang tatawag sa
yung parang hindi sila nag-stop, no?
Hindi sila nag-stop na pagsuporta sa amin.
Ayun. Thank you very much, you guys. And congratulations again to you. And as well, syempre sa Team Manila Eagles. So, once again, thank you so much. We're gonna be wrapping this up. Rampage 2017. See you guys again next year! Woo!
Brock's in a big trouble. There's the box on the floor. Kaiku's gonna be in big trouble. Talbot gonna be in Kaiku's on the floor. And now Hamas is left alone. JLC eats up Kaiku. Celestial's left alone.
Oh no, Celestial!
The flash in from Marky. Gets the double kill.
Marky on this Twitch getting really scary
JLC
right
goes
now.
in flash in and a 2-man knockup, a double knockup. JLC secures Kaiku. While Trevor secures Ross, and now he's pressuring in Celestial.
Oh no!
Oh my God! Kaiku can't do anything. Deuce goes in for the dive. He gets taken out, and now it would be the ace of the game.
And this is going to be TME knocking on the Nexus right now. Inhibitor is going to go down. Although Hamas is coming up in 10 seconds, so they can't end this one just yet. But they can surely take.
Righteous Glory in! Chomp goes in, but there's no knockup yet. Members of Mineski are lining up in a row, getting one by one. Knocked up in the air by Team Manila Eagles. This is game set! The ace of the game! TME goes for the reverse sweep!
Oh my God, TME knocking